What year Everton topped that, Ben?
Like 2011, something like that. I
Doesn't
remember
matter. It's all vintage nowadays. It doesn't matter, does it? The older the better.
Have you seen that shop in town where it's just like random? It's like a vintage shop.
Yeah.
But it's like you've got a lot of copies of the same clothes. But at first I went and I just thought they'd stocked up on all like 90s stuff. They haven't. It's all secondhand. Can't remember. It's where Top Man used to be.
It's all black. I thought it was someone who had a good idea of like recreating it, but as you say, it's all literally secondhand.
Yeah.
There's money in that as well, I think, because they sponsor Burnley now, don't they? One of those sports like shirt things. They're like they're like the new sponsor of Burnley, and they've got a big thing going.
It works out. But yeah, we're live on YouTube. Everyone should be with us now, barring any technical difficulties. We're using different technology than normal, Mac. This is Zoom rather than StreamYard. Is this your level? You're happy with Zoom? Zoom's okay?
Oh, but yeah, all day with Zoom, mate. I love Zoom. That's why I'm not I can maneuver Zoom all right.
It's because literally at some point we're going to have people joining us up to the draft that's going to be at about 9:30. It's going to be nice and casual. Not really a podcast, more just a hangout, but it's going to get busy in a bit.
Well, here's one, Ben. Here's a quick question regarding Zoom. Do you know the way my head went then? Because you usually get an ID link and then you get a password as well. Why did you only have the one? I think that was special. What?
Made my life easier.
Oh, right. The way that you're now Samsung and not Matt instead, so that'll be fine.
Oh, my Samsung, am I?
Yeah, it says your name, Samsung SMA135F.
Right, where did you change this then? Right there.
I should have been Russian hackers coming to take down my team.
Oh, wait there.
Oh yeah, you need to get your two forms of login sorted this year.
Yeah, that's turned on. That's been turned on for a while. I've got a very complex password is so complex I actually can't log in. So I'm using when you log in via Google, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I've got Samsung Pass on my phone, and it auto creates every password. So I've got no chance of ever remembering any. So nobody else does either. So
I'm robbing your idea, Chris. I'm going to put my Twitter thing in there. I like that one, mate.
Ah, you see.
Oh, there's Andy Ogden. Yeah, chat's going. We'll get the chat up on the screen in a minute once we go running. Good to see Connor, Chris Elliott's in the chat. He'll be joining. Both of them will join us on the stream in a bit. Whenever you're ready, lads. It's up to whenever you're good. Don's there. James is there. Jeremy as well. Won the Premier League in Football Manager just for me. You still a footy manager player, Matty? Is that where you've been doing most of your prep for this?
Oh, that way. Can you still hear me? Yeah, no, footy manager. I haven't played for a few years, Ben. I mean, I need to find the time, mate. I used to live on it, though. I'm sure we all did at one point in our lives.
Oh, yeah, defo.
Best game of all time. That and EWR to toss up.
I remember when you were speaking about EWR, Matty, and you were like, once it got to like TEW, it became too complex, sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's the way I am with footy manager. Like early ones like 0102, perfect, or the 97, 98, fine. I've got the new one on the Xbox, and I can't even get past the loaded screen. I'm just like, how many different things do I have to do before I even start?
There's too much with the tactics now, the substitutions, or even the pre-season training. I never done all that. I just skipped right to the game and just cracked on. You know what I mean?
I've got Alan Shearer up front. I don't really need much more tactics. That was how it used to be. Sorry, Andy, we jumped over your intro then.
Yeah, sorry, Andy.
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. I was just finishing NXT UK off. So...
Oh, I had that Satamura Sare match was blinder.
Yeah, it didn't fucking happen.
We've been building her up for the last month.
I know, and they didn't even show any like pre-match angle where either of them got attacked. They just didn't do it. Fucking shite.
I admire your loyalty, Andy. To that, watching that every week. I love it.
Oh, me and Ian Hamilton, the only two like warriors going with that bloody program. Why do we do it to ourselves? And even
warriors isn't the word I would choose.
You are?
What warriors isn't the word I would choose.
Gareth, why are you sneaking up on me like that?
You are.
Gareth, why are you sneaking up on me like that, mate? I would have given you a big build-up intro there, mate. You should have let us know. I didn't know you were here.
I feel like I should go and put a footy top on.
That's the given. That's the given.
So I need to go and put a footy. Sarah's going to be getting in twatted in a minute, so she won't have
Yeah,
a
you need to go and get one
gate
on,
crasher.
I should at least have to do one of your picks. Then.
You'll have a good one.
Oh, we'll have an obscure one, I'm sure. I went with this one to PSG boys because the other ones are the proper like what mate? I was gonna say I'm gonna explain that to you, Menno.
I don't think they're in this game.
Neither of Dortmund, no, Andy's got him, hasn't he? So I'm all right there.
All right, so I'm going to have to live the gimmick here. I'm going to go and throw footy top on. I'll be back in a minute.
Nice. See you, Grapple Sadie. What else we got?
Have we got the draft order yet? That kind of plays into my plans of what we need.
We'll get it literally when the game goes live.
I see.
That way. I like this. It looks like we're very inclusive here. We've got Sadie and Sarah on. Like Sarah's Jamesy. There he is.
Oh, it's Jamesy.
Hey lads.
Hello. The champion.
Hello.
That's it, yeah.
How are you, mate?
Oh,
Not too bad. Ah, there's Matthew.
Hello, mate. Are you not getting on? Gareth's just gone to change into a footy top, Jamesy. You're not got joined the gimmick.
Jesus. Would I even have one that fits me anymore? I'm trying to think. I'm supporting the best team of all, Matthew. I'm supporting a proper team here.
Pull your chest with that.
JP's been saying for a while we need to get GRAPPL tracksuits and GRAPPL football shirts made. He had the idea for like that. I think it wants to make him a solo one at some point.
Yeah, the Mecha Showtime boys.
Yeah, he ended up
they were class.
I've got the Kawada one somewhere actually. It's kind of like a Dortmund Kawada mix up. It's quite good.
Lovely, yeah, very nice.
Can I ask though, boys? I know like I'm new to this, but you know the actual normal one, I've sorted that. With this, is there any sort of logic, like, or is it like the wrestling one where they're all just going to get picked, aren't they, Jamesy? What's going on?
That's it. And the good thing is there's literally a list of them on the screen, like, so you're not having to rack your brains or go into
right.
Yeah, and it actually ranks them in a certain order, like, so.
Yeah.
Even if you miss your turn, I think it picks the next one for you.
Ah, sound.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the list, like number 20 is like DCL, and he's out for 3 months now. So
yeah,
but don't pick him, sort of thing.
No, do pick him, Matty. Definitely.
Do pick him.
Is he 3 months? Is he yet that long? Yeah.
That's what they were saying. Yeah, he's done his cruciate or something. I think they said. So
it
might be long. It's something in his knee.
But you never get.
It feels like he's never going to get a season at this rate.
No. I don't like him, you know. I know, is Ben still there, Ben? No point asking him anyway.
They've no strikers, have they, Everton? Yeah. No strikers.
He's playing up front, isn't he? False 9. He's playing up front, apparently.
Well, even Rondon's not playing, I think.
He's
They had a young lad up front last year when it got really bad, and he didn't do anything for him. They'll get Broja on loan, I think, from Chelsea.
Oh, is that what it's going to happen?
Yeah. Broja's too good to sit on the bench at Chelsea for another year. So, we'll see how that goes. Oh, dear.
Oh, Jamesy.
Yeah.
I was going to agree with you on, buddy. What's it? Bluetooth earphones.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I've got my wires here, look. Proper old school. What a fucking... So I have to have... The phone has to be charged, which is always dying on me anyway. I have the earphones charged, and I have to have the charger to charge the earphones charged.
Yeah. I had a pair like about a month ago, and they lasted about an hour when they're on bus. Like, fuck me, I can't use them for journey home now. I'll just have to stare at
the over ones, Andy. Do you have them ones over your head?
No, I just have the...
Yeah. No, I've made the jump to the ones. I've got the ones over the head, and they're all right. They're all right. Like better than them, as you say, them ones. The ones, they're shocking.
Yeah, terrible. I couldn't agree with James more when he put it on Twitter.
There we go.
My weekly old man tweet. I think you're on mute, Benno, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just fixing some stuff. No, I was gonna say I've got like the big pair of headphones, like Matty was saying, and they've got like 60 hours of battery because they're so massive. I think that's the old man out. If you're forced to take on new technology, at least it means you don't have to charge them for like months at a time. I'll take that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do
Phil
like the
Bear's
way
got a whole
that-
comedy bit about it. You'd like it, James.
I do like the way that, like, when I was like coming up as a nipper, like the big over-the-head headphones were like were slightly in, and then they went completely out.
Yeah, with the
And it
phone.
had to be, and now it's all back. Like at my gym, like everybody's got the wireless big headphones and stuff.
Class.
Yeah.
Are we live on YouTube yet, Benno?
Yeah, we're on YouTube. I can't get the chat up without going full screen, so I'll get it up when we go live. I had some questions.
So we're not live on YouTube right now.
No, we are live. Yeah, don't say football. Don't say football.
Don't bury anyone.
What can't we say, Benno?
Don't say flip or bugger.
Just checking. Just make sure I don't want to land myself in any hot water. Always good to know, isn't it? And check.
You should have a light on behind him.
For legal reasons, I'd probably tell you, to be fair. But yeah, Andy says in the chat, are you allowed to pick a retired player in the 8th round? It's a good question. I think maybe we should have some transfer window rules here.
Andy Hinchcliffe.
What about dead players?
On corners, mate, set pieces. That left foot. It's perfect.
Given how it's going at Everton, pick Duncan Ferguson. He might get a game this year.
Is he still there as assistant?
I think he might. I think he left with the new when the new regime came.
Ah, okay.
What was that, Matt?
Can we not actually say certain words for real, like, or?
No, I'm only messing. You say what you want.
Oh, right.
It's only on the GRAPPL YouTube.
I was just making sure I don't slag anybody off or anything.
What's wrong with that? It's all right, Gareth. If you don't like a player, just shit. Just say the crap. You're all right. Look at this. If someone's shit, the shit.
Yeah, Richarlison's never going to watch this, so I mean, no, it's fine.
Carl,
some app developers might though.
James, yeah, I'll say, I think you've got the best team name.
What's that?
I think you've got the best team name in the group so far with the Dion books.
Yeah.
But now he's going to go to fucking Chelsea. so for the whole year, I'm going to be looking at a fucking a tribute to United's new signing who plays for Chelsea. It's actually Nigel de Jong. It's really a tribute to him.
Yeah, Carl's in the chat there. I'm surprised he's not been to Matty yet and tried to bribe him for his spot. I think out of the entire people who were in the league, I feel like you would have took the money, Matt. I still think you might have.
Oh, I'm the one who's I'd take
the Tanker Lex Luger stuff there. Who sold out?
Depends what it is, lad. Depends what he's offering.
Everyone's got a price.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We all have there. Come on.
Have you been finding putting the teams together? How's yours looking, James? Have you made any more tinkers since last night?
No, I actually had a busy day in work for once, so I had no chance to tinker. But yeah, still on the one. I think I put it on Twitter yesterday. So still on the old 5-3-2.
How to change the formation, Jamesy? I can't seem to change it, mate.
So if you go into pick team, Matty, you can. So you have your full squad, and then pick team, and then you can sub in or out. If you sub off a midfielder and sub in a defender, you can add one to your defense or whatever.
Oh, so you've got to do it that way.
Yeah.
And you can do a 5-2-3. Like 2's the least midfielders you can have.
Yeah.
1's the least striker you can have, and 3's the fewest defenders you can have. So you can have 3-4-3 or 3-5-2.
Right. Look, without giving nothing away, like, you know, in your team, how do you set up? Like, I think Carl got back to me on Twitter and a couple of others. Is it all best to have fullbacks in the back four? Obviously, for more points, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's dependent. Like your attacking defenders like Trent and Reece James are obviously your best picks, but their prices are so high in general that it's difficult to have them all. But you could go the other way. Like Kyle Walker's pretty good way to get into the City defence this year. He's only 5 million. Cucurella will be an interesting one at Chelsea. He's only 5 million. So they're interesting ways into those defences, but you know that you're mainly playing for the clean sheet. And if they concede, then obviously there's no real point in having them in there. Whereas you could get somebody like maybe a Kieran Trippier or somebody from Newcastle, where you know you're probably not going to get as many clean sheet bonuses, but you are going to get more assists. Goals. Yeah.
I put Digne in. I swapped Digne for someone. I thought he gets up. It was in more cash for Villa. I think Villa will do all right this season. I was one of them. I went with Digne.
Dinier's one of those that's not been talked about that much. Like in all the FPL content I watch, he's not really popping up so much. But the tail end of last season, he was one of the premier guys to get in your team because he was on such a good run.
Cross up against City, where the last day he crossed it into the cash, yeah.
But thing is, Cash gets more goals and
more goals, yeah.
More assists than anything. When I was listening to that, what's the FPL podcast? The Planet FPL, they were basically saying they'd probably go Cash over Dini, but they were trying to force everyone onto Matt Doherty at Spurs.
I really rate Doherty.
About all the £5 million
Is he going to play though? Did that Emerson?
Yeah. He might have played the first game.
Four full-backs, haven't they? It's Tottenham. Yeah. 4 right-backs.
Yeah, 4 right-backs and 2 left-backs.
I think they're signing another one, aren't they? Another left-back. It's full of wing-backs.
But yeah, Doherty really came onto it last year. He's if he can get a run of games, he's a really good one. But everyone's jumping on Perisic.
I was going to say, I think we've all got Perisic in our teams, definitely for the price as well.
I'm not jumping on him. No.
I refuse because everyone's got him.
I'm the same with I'm the same with Neto. Everyone's jumping on Neto.
The 3 players that I'm definitely not having is Perisic, Bailey, and Neto. Because
Bailey and Neto. Exactly.
I don't listen to any FPL podcast or anything like that. But all I see on Twitter is people putting them 3 players in the team, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking FPL podcast fodder.
And the same bench as well, Gareth.
Exact same bench, yeah. Pereira, Greenwood, and who's the other one?
Williams, Nico Williams.
Alex, my Alex just came up with a cracking tip there that I'd never even thought about. He was like, "Don't have Greenwood on your bench," he said, because if he gets sold, like loads of people are gonna have him.
His value's
and when people fuck him off, he'll go down to 4.4.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Striker who no one's got, and I was like, oh shit, I never even thought about that. So
yeah. That's why I've got both the Leicester keepers in, because their prices are going to go up because everyone's going to jump on them, sort of thing.
Well, in the past week, Chris, everyone on the FPL YouTubers, they've all stuck Danny Ward in just because they know he's going to be like number 1 choice for a few weeks.
Yeah, I was actually I was saying to Matty just before we went live. I was Ramsdale from my very first draft. He's probably my favourite keeper in the Premier League, particularly for FPL because of how many saves he makes. And then when the Schmeichel news filtered through, I was like, I could use that extra million somewhere else. And now I've in the last 2 days completely redone my draft from.
Are you on it? Are you on the Leicester double?
Yeah, I'm on the Leicester double now. Because I did earlier, I had Ramsdale while I was playing Dewsbury Hall in midfield.
Yeah.
In that, and I think Dewsbury Hall was due a really good season, but now I've mixed it. So the only ish player I've got is Ward in goal and then Walker in the 5 million slot in defence. But that can be moved to one of the Spurs lads we were just saying, or I've already got Zinchenko. So I don't know, we'll see.
Would you not be worried though, Chris? Like if they do sign a keeper, say 2 weeks before the deadline, that's very hard to get out of. Then, like you probably need 2 transfers to get out of that situation. Then you know what I mean? Because any keeper you buy would be more expensive than the guy you're selling. You know.
The only thing this season, I think Leicester will be better defensively because they've got 4 or 5 defenders returning, like James.
The whole defence.
So I think they'll be a lot stronger defensively this year. Ward's, it depends if it's Ward or Iverson, but Ward's a decent shot stopper, and Iverson played well in the Championship last year. So I don't think they're not elite keepers, obviously, but they're not too bad. Also, you've got the extra wild card and stuff, so I'll probably be wild carding by game 6, game 7 this year anyway. And if it's bad, you can get out of that quite quickly. It's not like a bad keeper's, keeper concedes 1 or 2, you still get a 2-pointer. If they, concede a few more, then it might start going a bit negative. But
what I'm saying is, if they sign another keeper and he's first choice, say before the deadline, say the season starts, have to, like you need 2 transfers to get out of that. Because the keeper you buy to replace him would be more than what you're selling. That's the only problem with it.
No, man, you just go for a 4.5, wouldn't you? Like Robert Sanchez to be
Yeah, I mean, I could go from. So if I needed 2 transfers, I could go from Saka down to Rashford and then Ward up to Ramsdale with 2 free transfers, I guess. That'd probably be the way I'd go. It depends how Jesus or Kane do. I've got them up top as well. So
have Chris. I've got them too. I think Jesus will be like I think he'll bang them in low, like up there, top scorer, isn't he? Main man for Arsenal.
Highest owned player ever in the game.
Yeah.
Like 70%.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's
literally, it's even if you don't like him, you nearly have to have him because the risk of not having him is.
Or the EO, it will get you.
Oh yeah, yeah. But even logically, like, you know what I mean. If you didn't have him, I think he'd have a great season anyway. To be honest, the problem is they put him 8 million. It's way too cheap.
Yeah,
he moved before they put the prices out, didn't they?
I think it was happening, kind of. I don't know, was it officially done? But like,
it's the same move for like Cucurella and Andreas Pereira, isn't it? Like, if they were
and
at
Williams
clubs, they'd be a bit higher. Like Pereira would be 5.5, it wouldn't be 4.5 if he was at Fulham and not starting at United, sort of thing.
Would you start Pereira?
There's a couple of games that I've looked at him maybe.
I wouldn't be against it because he's on corners apparently.
Yeah, and they've got what, second week, Brentford week 3. Everyone's kind of fancying the chances against Brentford, it seems, and Brighton week 5, and then a couple of tough ones. So yeah, he's not.
Chelsea, aren't they?
It's not too bad. I don't see Fulham doing much, but
no, I don't like. I just swapped video before. Sorry, I had Bernardo. I think I was selling, and then he's probably going to go, isn't he, as well, to Barca? But I've swapped him for Grealish, and here's where if he plays the weekend,
I've got
Grealish. Yeah, he'll have a stormer.
I think Grealish is due a big season.
Yeah, he's got to though, Chris. For me, he's got to deliver. There's pressure, big pressure.
It's like second season at City, that sort of thing, and it's like Sterling and Thingy have already gone. It's got to be his year to really get in there.
He were putting a lot of the crosses in on Saturday in that Charity Shield game.
Yeah, him and Haaland seem to link up really well. It'd be interesting to see because City last year was about 90 goals or so, but they have previously scored over 100 in a couple of seasons. So if Haaland's coming in, you'd expect him to reach that 100 mark again. So he's probably adding 10 goals, probably taking 5 or so from De Bruyne and 5 or so from the rest of the team.
Well, Sterling,
and then what's Grealish? That's it there. So does Grealish get those goals from the Sterling position, that sort of thing? Could be quite interesting to see where it ends up.
Very.
I was thinking of Mahrez myself, but he looked threatening on Saturday. His sort of game could be that like Bournemouth game more than Haaland, where he did seem to score more against the worst teams in the league than.
Yeah, that's it. It'll be interesting to see how they line up because we've all got these expectations of the City team, and then it'll turn up and Cole Palmer's playing up front instead of Haaland. Alvarez,
he's like
Alvarez,
he'll score loads. Him. He's looking at him, to be fair, but can't look past Kane, I don't think. And you got to have Salah. Everyone's got to have Salah in there, surely. And then Kane, I think he'd be back this season.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the content creators be like, going without Salah, doing Son or De Bruyne or whatever. And obviously, they're going to score massive amounts of points, but not having Salah just feel like a risk you don't need to take at the start of the season.
It's stressful.
I've not gone with
every
Salah.
Liverpool game.
You've not gone with Salah, Chris.
I've not gone with Salah, but there's every possibility in the next 24 hours to change my mind.
Everyone's big talk for weeks, and then when it comes to it,
right. Early. You'd be panicking.
It's too stressful. Even for a couple of weeks, I didn't have him last season. And it's just horrible watching Liverpool because everything goes through him. He takes so many shots, and it's like,
yeah.
And he could play terribly and then get a penalty and an assist, and it's like, for fuck's sake, like.
I had one good week where I'd got rid of Salah and brought De Bruyne in, and then the next time where everybody took Salah out and brought De Bruyne in, and he scored like 3 or 4. He went mad and he scored 4 1 week. I still had Salah,
a triple
and I was
captain.
just like, yeah.
Was that
week? Yeah.
That was near the end of the season, wasn't it?
That's when I went from 20k in the world to 90k in the world.
Newcastle away, was it?
Not that I remember it much. Yeah.
I think it was Burnley, wasn't it, Jamesy?
Or maybe it was. Yeah, I just remember they were going for the title, and they had a bit of a wobble, and people were saying, God, and they just
Yeah,
came
and
out
then
and
he turned it
destroyed. They were away from home, I remember that, and De Bruyne just took the game and just by the scruff of it. And he could have had about 6. Like, he hit the post. He had a few more shots. It could easily have been 6 goals he got that game.
Yeah. It's phenomenal talent. And you think now, if the team gets a bit, well, I mean, he plays every game anyway, but if the rest of the team settles around him, you got Gundogan kind of sitting in the back row, he's playing in front of him, then you've got Haaland and Grealish playing off, and then Mahrez and whomever's playing on the other side.
Foden.
Yeah. Forgetting Stockport's favourite son.
Yeah. Joke, what?
Yeah. You're just like, they could just destroy people once they get into a groove.
Yeah.
You additions since I was last on? JP's there. Can we hear you, JP? Oh no, I can't hear him.
No.
We haven't seen him either.
Oh, it's
so many people in the chat now, you got to scroll through. JP is there, but I can't see him.
Celebrity Squares.
No, he's still muted.
Eddie's there. Or is that Carl
I see
Gaffin a
Eddie,
mask?
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm watching United are playing AZ Alkmaar in the Europa Conference League, so we've only got my team's only got 2 weeks of Europa League, and then because the other Scottish team were shite and lost to Sligo Rovers, so
Go on, the Irish.
which was brilliant by the way, because they ended up getting Gareth Alec, they ended up getting the manager of Motherwell sacked, so it was tremendously fun.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That's weird because it's so JP saying he's unmuted, but he's definitely not coming through for anybody.
No.
I think
Is
it's
his mic plugged out maybe? Or?
Maybe his mic's not plugged in.
these podcasters, unbelievable. Unprofessional.
Oh dear.
Have you changed your team, Benno? Made any changes since we were talking last night?
When we spoke, I did what you said, and I added Kane so that I could mess around with the defense, and then it was like, I don't know. I don't trust that Spurs starting 11. And I ended up getting some back in.
Yeah, I think there'll be changes in that. I think people will be surprised by what ends up win-backs playing first week.
Yeah.
It'll be like Sessegnon in Royale or something.
Yeah, he'll change that a
might
lot.
be a good show.
Sessegnon might get games, you just don't know with him, do you?
Yeah.
I don't trust it enough to do the change, but I'm starting to get worried about the Leicester keeper situation. I'm like, am I going with just too cheap? Like
Can you hear me now,
and 4 million.
Hey,
there we go.
Connor's all right, Connor.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm doing well,
How
thank
are
you.
we?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Everyone else doing well?
Yeah, man.
Oh yes.
Not bad.
Yeah, if not,
Keep on changing my teammate, but I don't think I'm alone in this.
I've been changing
Salah
mine
and Kane.
all evening.
It's changing formation. At one point, I had 5 defenders in there, and I just thought you're disappearing up your own arsehole there. Stop.
5 at the back.
I did a draft previously with a 5-2-3 and had Jesus, Jesus, Kane and Havertz up top, and I was like, strikers just don't get enough points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't mind 4 or 5 at the back, sort of thing. If you can get the attacking ones in there, Zinchenko, I reckon, is going to go off this year. Watching the Arsenal Seville game, was it where they won 6-0? You can just see that left-hand side with Jesus coming out, Zinchenko, and then Xhaka coming in and doing all the work. And then you've got Odegaard in there as well. I think that's going to be quite a good channel for the Arsenal this season.
Just 1 second, lads.
What are we all drinking? What's the plan tonight?
I've got some cans of Cronenberg.
it's a
Lemonade
yellow
for Andy
death.
Upton. What?
Yeah, lemonade.
What's
Is
it?
it-
Oh,
You're working from home tomorrow?
But coffee for me.
Coffee for me as well.
Jamesy for me.
Jordan. Jordan's
What's
on
going
the on? There he is, the FPL legend himself. You're going to teach us all how it's done, mate.
Is the mic working? Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming through. You're good.
Oh, that's good.
You
You
are
were my
like,
ringer last year for this draft. What happened? You almost got relegated with Carl.
Bruno Fernandes and then Ronaldo.
It was like me with Aguero season before last. Kept him the entire season, just being like, he'll come back, it'll be good, and he just never came back. But he played like 3 games at the end of the season before he retired.
just that Simpsons meme. It's still good. It's gone.
There's more and more Irish accents taking over this chat. I'm very much enjoying it. JP, break out the Irish accent there. I think you're gone again, JP. I can't.
We lost JP again.
That
Right,
Wi-Fi
so I'm here.
down.
Well,
there he is.
Are you
Oh,
saying
there he is.
I'm not here? Every once in a while, I want to break out a Northern Irish one, but what I do is I just offend Sarah Farrell and Steph, and it goes from one to the other. I find that's it.
You just have to be angry to do a Northern Irish accent. That's it. Just ramp up the aggression, basically.
Did you hear about St. Pat's tonight?
Yeah. 1-0 away.
1-0 away at Siska.
You know that means, JP, that Waterford are basically a Conference League level team.
Yeah.
Haven't beaten them at the weekend.
It'll be on in the playoffs. Finn Harps will go to pieces 1 year. 1 year it won't work.
We'll get
the
them.
love of God.
Is that the Michael Thomas jersey, JP?
It is the Michael Thomas jersey.
God. Glory days.
Fuck off.
This was actually...
I can still hear the commentary. Michael Thomas has won the league for Arsenal.
It's up for grabs now. Like in that documentary, 89. Mate.
Such a good goal as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shite
And then they bought
goal.
him.
Shite goal. I don't know why John Barnes didn't just keep it in that corner.
Yeah.
Crossing.
Yeah.
It was all because of McMahon, wasn't it? Were you watching on ITV that night, Gareth?
I was. I think that was the night I became a Liverpool fan, to be honest.
Was you 15 then, Gareth?
You are?
Was you 15 then? Or something like that?
I was in the pub, Matty. I was 35.
Locked. What's happening, Eddie?
Yeah, Dun United have scored 1-0 against AZ Alkmaar. Get it right up, fucking up them.
Eddie, that's good shit.
Who's doing the Jeff Stelling?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was looking at I was trying to start my watch list and I've missed it, but I'm watching the replay now, so it's all grand. And I think it's Jamie McGrath who may have scored. So.
Is he on loan from Wigan? Because I tell you what, when he got on that Ireland side, he looked quite tidy. I thought
he had a good
two up as well, by the way.
He had a good spell at Wigan. It's not, and then we did a good spell at St Mirren. Then got signed to Wigan and didn't really do much there. And I think it's just Jack Ross tried to get him at Hibs, so he's now got him at United. So, and it's not him; it's some Rangers cunt who scored anyway. So.
There goes the monetization for the video, then.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't know. All right. I mean, I did.
Rangers again. It's always their fault, isn't it?
Well, we're not gonna get
they lost to a unionist team in Belgium. It was fucking funny.
We might get it shut down for monetary reasons anyway, because Matty's got a proposal for everyone. I thought you might want to.
Go on, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Is the way he wants
Well, we're
to
waiting
say
for Will. Will's on his way. He's the last one. But go
Wait
on.
for Will.
He's waiting to get in, Benno, he said on Twitter.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
You're blocking him, Ben?
I might mute him. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's coming.
Where is he?
There he is. There's William. That's the lot. That's all 12.
Happy days.
Is he?
Hello.
There he is.
Hello, William.
Hello.
Hey, Will.
All right, well.
No cricket talk.
No.
Strictly football, Will.
This is one of these men's lifestyle podcasts I keep hearing about, right? Tell you what, I was so proud of myself when I came up with that to describe GCB. I was very happy.
Well, we are a male lifestyle.
Yeah, well, no. I think it's apt. I was racking my brains how to explain what Graps and Claps is to like a normie audience, and I was like, men's lifestyle podcast. That'll do.
Much appreciated, William.
Go on, Matt. Well, we've got just less than 10 minutes before the stream starts. Go on, what's your plan? What's your idea?
How about we make this a bit more interesting, boys? How about we put some money involved in this?
Yeah. I mean, if you all want to give me a fiver, I'm up for
it. We should all throw a tenner in each. If you want to put more in, whatever, 4-10 would be all right. And I thought the top four could get a payout, but Benno said, what did you say, Ben? Just the winner in the second place, wasn't it?
I think the winner gets the majority, second place, and the spin I was going to add on it is bottom two this year get relegated or get called
Matty, yeah. Where's the work here? You're going to put 10 quid in.
Going to owe us it till the end of the season. You're the banker.
If I know that I can win something back out of it, then of course I'll win it.
Loving this. I'm completely
12 to 1
down
odds,
with that.
Matty.
Yeah, I'm in for it. You didn't even need to ask, really.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for that.
100%.
I'd say 20, frankly, if we're just going to go all in on this, just to make.
Oh, but I'm not letting Matty mind the money. That's the only thing.
I was going to say,
No, Benno, we all give it to Benno, innit?
It'll just rest in his account.
You beat me to it.
I'll do it. I trust Gareth more than me, to be fair, but I'll do it.
Well, unbelievably, I've already been paid for this Your Call article. So for once, I have money. So I'm
Benno.
Was that a check, Will?
That was a direct bank transfer.
Oh, okay. I was going to say cash it straight away if it was.
Benno.
Because you killed another website.
What if we're putting 20 quid in? You'll have to realize what are we going to do? Is it just the top two? Then how much? Because that's a bit more money. That's what 240 quid. So
is everyone happy with 20? Is that not too much?
Yeah, fine by me.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Eddie. I'm fine with 20. Yeah.
Top three, then, like you said, just double the amount you said. Then for the top three.
So I reckon it's what? It's 240. Let me write it down. So I reckon right there.
I was just going to say, if we ever wanted Gareth to be more competitive about fantasy,
is it just top?
Here it is.
He hasn't smiled since money was mentioned. Gareth hasn't smiled. He's just got this killer look in his eyes.
We're playing into stats and spreadsheet, lads. Here.
No,
this is where it goes to pieces.
I was going to say, you're going to kill me off here, sitting making more and more spreadsheets. Like, fuck that.
I'm going to go make myself a coffee before we get going.
Yeah, I've got to get a couple of beers. I'll go a second.
Countdown is on. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But yeah, we'll as I was so mean to Carl this year, I think we do need to stick with the relegation rules. So I think next year, bottom two down, and we'll let two more patrons in, I think. Maybe Carl can fight in the championship for as well.
Yeah, Benno. I've done, how about this? 240. So you need a round number for the winner, gets 150. And then second place gets 60, and third place gets 30 after that. How about that?
Yeah. So they made
I was thinking
the profit.
I was thinking actually, for rather than give third place 30, why don't you give 30 for the person who comes last? Because it's kind of an achievement to come last out of like any idiot could finish third.
You don't get paid for finishing last, mate. You get relegated according to Benno.
You do in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the parachute payment.
Parachute, yeah.
Also, it's 200 for the winner, 40 for second.
Surely they've stopped, Chris.
No, it's the only way the championship team survive.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Did they cut it down though? Surely. I'm sure there was a bit of a fuss over it.
No, you get them for 3 years, I think.
They're trying to reduce them because it distorts the football league, but I don't think they've got an agreement yet.
Right.
They just pay a direct debit into Tony Khan's account every other year.
Every year, couple of years. That goes on Adam Cole's contract, doesn't it? Benno, we'll send it all over by the weekend if everyone's all right with that. Like, just get in your account, Ben. Shoot
us a PayPal or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Benno's rubbing his hands together there, thinking that he can pay to go to like All Out or something like that. Over the next 10 months.
I'm not trying to pass the buck.
As long as
but it might be safer in the GRAPPL account. I'm just saying. Let Gareth do it. I'll end up spending it on PayPal.
Benno, you put it back though, mate. You can use it, but just put it back by me.
We'll sort it out. We'll figure it out.
If we were really, really going to be serious about it, we take a small amount out of the pot and do a bet every week and try and build up the pot.
Oh,
Jamesy, that's a side project, that Jamesy. That's a side project. That.
Take €40 out of the pot and try and see how big we can make it before the end of the season.
That's not bad.
It's an interesting idea.
Is Sarah going to be like telling Gareth, like, Anthony Gordon straight in, like
she's the Duncan Ferguson to my Frank Lampard.
Isn't he gone? Drunken Dunk.
Yeah, he left.
Where did he go?
I don't think he's went anywhere. I genuinely think he's just kind of realised he's not going to go anywhere, get anywhere staying as the assistant. So he's just
Reality telly. Reality
He knows
telly.
Frank will be sacked in a few weeks and he'll be back in anyway.
He's getting ready to line up with Gaza and I'm a Celebrity Italia again or something like that, JP.
Mate, I'd be all over that. Just if he's any good at punditry, just put him and Keane together. Just like Keane with a proper edge.
Celtic versus Rangers. Jesus.
Oh.
We're on to the 90-second warning here. Anyone got any last-minute questions? Might just be Matty if he's not here.
When do we get to use our captains
90-second
on
window,
wild
by the way.
cards?
90-second between picks, just so people know. So
if you do
it's
miss
gonna
one,
be a
does it just
snake
automatically pick for you?
Yeah, it goes to highest rated player.
Grant. That's not too
yeah,
bad.
yeah, and it's going to snake round, and I genuinely, until it reveals in a second, I won't know who's what the list is, what the order is again. So
Does it tell us in it literally like starts? Like so number one gets no notice whatsoever.
Yeah, it'll just change. It'll just say draft.
Oh, fair. I mean, they're picking Salah, so
exactly. There's no panic, is there? It's like
I think there's a little bit of interest in the order the first five go. I think you know who they're going to be, but I mean, Salah's obviously going one, but then it's like Son, De Bruyne, Kane, Haaland.
I was in my work one today, and Son went first. I couldn't believe it. I mean, obviously it's not a bad pick, but you just assume that it's like nailed on.
It's just someone trying to be too clever.
How is
30
Salah
seconds
still
and Matty's not here.
How is Salah still listed as a midfielder? Like, as somebody who's not an FPL expert, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
no, they moved Diogo Jota to a striker from a midfielder, even though it feels like Salah's probably you'd have him in the same position, wouldn't you? Say they're both strikers.
And Brennan Johnson's a striker. And like I've seen him play midfield and wide, like probably more. Like just bizarre.
We're on 0.
Here we go.
There we go. Who's first? I hope it's Matt. Oh, and it's Chris.
Yeah.
Oh.
9th.
10th.
Oh well. Decisions.
Bruno Fernandes.
Not even I'm going to go there first.
Christ, my last.
12, isn't there? That was, yeah.
Who's been picked there? Sorry, boys, I've just literally come in.
Salah.
Salah and Son. Yeah.
Salah and Son first too. Sorry, go on. I'm on it now.
Oh, it's Matty.
That's a goal for him, aren't I?
JP.
Hate this.
Disgusting, isn't it?
see, it's interesting with Ronaldo because would he still be in the Premier League by the time the season?
Not convinced he'll not fall out.
I think he'll still be
He'll be
there.
there because no one wants him.
Yeah.
Will they play him though?
No choice.
They will play him, but he won't be any good.
Okay.
Well in, Chris.
I was umming, but there's more in the other position than that one. So
this is scary. This
it is, isn't it?
It's vile.
I just panicked there because I'm looking at the screen and it said me and it was Benno and I was like, shit, is it me?
What's going on?
Matty was really confused about who this Richard guy was who was picking.
No one's called him that in about, 10 years? Wild, Jamesy. Wild.
Top 5 player in the game last season.
Yeah. Connor right in there. How quick was that, Connor?
I was like, I'm taking Fernandes or Sterling, so I was like, right, I'm going.
Do we end up with some absolute dross at the end here, boys? Surely.
Yeah, it gets bad.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Very quickly, it gets bad.
How well do you know the Premier League? That's the.
Who took Jesus then? I was looking at him and then I was like, wait, he's gone.
Yeah, I was looking at him too.
I was considering like one of the defenders or something. I was like, you've probably got a better chance of getting a defender later on than you've got a striker.
I hate this second pick. I hate going for second. I always want to be like middle order. So you're looking at this and there's like 11 turns till I'm going to get.
Are we on Jordan? Is Jordan? Yeah,
have you all got the draft rank as your sort or not?
That's a game, Matty. That's a game, Matty. Use the information.
That's a game, sorry, guys. Sorry,
this
guys.
is for money, Matthew. You're not getting any hints now.
Oh, I know it is.
You made it serious now.
You made it serious.
My next pick in 20 turns. What a shitter.
Oh, my head's gone.
See, I'm glad we've got money on the line this time because we no longer have the joy of beating a child. Without...
I think he killed my season off last year.
I am panicking now. I'm panicking. I was fine last time. Now I'm just like, oh no.
Well, it's because you know that we don't get to come back if we finish the
yeah, I've got another pick in 19 turns.
Let's hear now.
I need a striker.
Two strikers in the game, isn't there? Haaland in game. Is anyone else? Jesus.
Oh no, there is.
Son of a...
That's a good pick, that Jamesy.
I'm literally hovering over Robertson.
Thank you, Matthew.
That's what I was going to go with.
I've got one hovering over. Anyone takes him, I'll let out a yelp.
Chris Benmore don't play football, Matty.
Unfortunately, not Will.
Neither does Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Kane does though.
Hey. Maybe the ticky-tacky from that game.
Don't pick him, Chris. You have got hovering over. Don't you dare pick him. Don't you pick him either, JP, because I've got him next. Come on.
Yeah,
Bruno just went that late. Bloody hell.
I reckon Bruno will be good this year once they fuck off Ronaldo.
Yeah.
They won't fuck off
Back to
Ronaldo.
penalties and all that.
Ten Hag's going to kick Ronaldo right in the face.
Hey, Chris, do you think he's worth a gamble at 10 mil though, like in your proper teams?
Nah, too much.
Much
if
better
it was, I don't know, 8.5, 9, maybe. Because a lot of prices came down this year, or didn't go as high as they should have done.
Absolute hell at the minute.
And I think they just put him in the wrong spot.
You're struggling, JP. Don't pick
already.
Me.
I hope that Wi-Fi doesn't go, JP.
Instead ends up with Richarlison and
more chance with midfielders here, aren't you? You know, like a wide batch of actual good picks.
All those 8 million players.
That's annoyed me a little bit this year. Oh, I'm not annoyed, but I think you can see what they've done with the price structure, where they've done a lot of 8 million people to force people to make a choice. And I think that's a little more. They screwed over Bowen though by making them 8.5. But...
Yeah.
Like we were saying before, though, like I can't believe this wasn't the year they weren't like, okay, Son and Salah, your forwards, lads. Let's stop messing around.
You should have made Trent about 8 or 9 as well.
Yeah, Trent should have been much higher.
Way too cheap.
Yeah, the fact that like my back line is like Trent, Robertson, Reece James, and then like 2 others. You just kind of like, that's ridiculous. I should be able to afford 3 of them.
Yeah, they should give you you should make you pick between the premium defenders, I think, rather than just letting you have them all. Like,
I think people still don't, and I think it's that mental block because of the defenders. But if Robertson and Trent were in the game as midfielders for like 7 mil, you'd buy him right away.
Yeah,
exactly, Reece James, same thing. If he was 6 million midfielder, you'd have him, wouldn't you? Like in a heartbeat, you wouldn't even consider it.
That's why I went 5 at the back, because like I could have Bailey, who may or may not play, or I could get someone like Doherty or Zinchenko for the same money, who definitely play and get loads of points. Makes
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you say, 5 at the back, and you can pretty much get big hitters in each spot, and then you just get, a functional strike. You could just play without Kane or Haaland, just have Jesus, and then you could have a premium back 5 and a premium, like 2 or 3 premium midfielders, and then Andreas Pereira sort of thing.
I don't know why I picked 2 Man U players back to back. That's just insanity.
To be fair, I think Sancho will be a better pick than Ronaldo.
Sancho will have a great season.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh, for fuck's sake! I was literally hovering on him.
Why is everyone so invested in Grealish? I don't get it.
He's playing a lot. It's a year working in that system.
Got to deliver, hasn't he? That's why.
System's changed, though. System's changed.
I know.
But if you think
La Liga podcast again, haven't you?
If you got him giving assists to Haaland, he could get 15 assists in the season, no problem.
Got to get in the team.
But he will. Sterling's gone.
Well,
no Sterling anymore on the left.
Foden though, innit, Mahrez? It's hard. You'll get games though. You'll get big time games.
Alvarez will get games on the left as well.
Yeah, Alvarez. Benno, you bugger.
Benno.
Gamble at that.
Benno, the shout,
Don't be dirty there now, Benno.
I can't believe it again, Grealish then.
FPL podcast listeners.
FPL podcast creators now, mate.
Don't ever say that again, Ben.
They're all coming back next week. I didn't tell you that.
Once we can start explaining what EO is, and then we'll be fine, then we're definitely content creators.
Jamesy,
I had him last season, Alison, and I got a little points off him.
You went 2 premium keepers last year. Well,
it was because I was last, so I was like, who do I pick? But yeah, Alison, he is good.
Everyone's going to pick goalies.
Yeah, I am just like, right, I'm going with that.
I'm in 9 games, mate.
Can't start the running goalkeepers this early.
Like when someone picks a tag team in the wrestling draft, and everyone just takes all the tag teams.
I went up with bloody, I don't even know you. Pickford.
Leicester keeper.
Yeah.
Do we have one?
Yeah.
We've got 2 for 4 million, apparently.
Nicholas will.
3
I was so
goalies in a row.
surprised Michael left, given like his love for the ownership and like what he's done there. It's so surprising to see him leave.
He was slipping towards the end of last season, so I think it's him going, need to kind of have a couple of seasons in the Champions League if I'm going to, it's do or die almost. Yeah, it's understandable. It's just like, hey, look, I'm from Leicestershire. If I was given the choice of living in Leicester or Nice, I think I'd pick Nice.
You just go to Ashby de la Zouch, that's kind of French sounding.
That name.
Yeah, it really doesn't live up to it.
A bit like Hebden Bridge.
It's a solid pick, Connor.
Set piece, isn't it? And not sure who else.
He's a good pick for this game.
Wrong
he'll
with
always play. He'll tip away.
Does everyone have the next pick in mind? Because I've had mine for about. I'm
hovering over mine again.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It's me. Jesus.
No one better pick him.
I'd have loved it if he did an auto pick there for a long.
What would it have been?
It would have been Richarlison, I think.
Richarlison. He's only missing the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I just don't see him getting ahead of Kulievsky. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much he'll end up starting. Not for a while, anyway.
I feel like Spurs are just doubling up in a lot of positions because they really want to do a Europe run. So, where we're saying they've got 4 left backs and 2 right backs or whatever and stuff. It's just like, well, they're planning deep run in places this year.
And they have to appease Conte as well. They have to allow Conte to go big on a lot of signings and stuff. But my sister was talking about not struggling to get rid of players like Ndombele.
10 seconds, James.
10 seconds. I'm loving this.
Oh, bloody hell, Benno.
Good shout, that.
That was a good shout. With the 5 subs as well, it makes sense for people to be stocked up with players as well.
I don't think that's been talked about enough this year. 5 subs could really kill FPL players this year.
It means go light on your bench because people are going to get 10 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Be like rugby with front rows. That's what it becomes. It becomes like a 60-minute push, except it's forward players who can press.
Rugby union. There is no game called rugby.
Shame I never got a chance to wax lyrical about Ireland's tour of New Zealand.
Do we get transferred every week in this, boys, or do we stick with this all season, or what?
Yeah, there's ones where you can pick up like ones who've not been picked, and also you can trade between you. But generally, like the trades, not many do them.
Yeah, you can. The worst ranked person gets the first pick of anybody that's on free agency. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you do it 1 week, Matty, it'll all become very
That's
clear.
a good pick, Gareth.
Yeah.
Yeah, great pick, Gareth.
Last season, I got sick of Pep not playing Mahrez, so I got rid of Mahrez. Somebody was going to play, and then Pep started picking him every game.
And then when they tried to get back on board, he stopped picking them.
Hey, JP, he's a pick just for you.
I didn't watch this.
Never making that mistake ever again.
This is the worst part for me now. I'm obviously having like 2 picks in a row and then just sitting waiting for everybody else.
How many picks have you got to go? Is it like 30 or something?
21 now, yeah.
That's horrible. 2 whole teams.
We're going to end up with some naughty players, I tell you. This is going to be shocking, this.
I was doing a fan tracks draft yesterday, and because I'd won the league, I was last, sort of thing.
I do.
And I found it quite.
I didn't
drop that in there just to set the scene for you. But no, it's. I found it quite interesting, like being the last person, because you can kind of like get a quick like. I found it quite good to be like the last bit, so you can kind of set everything out quite well.
If you've got 2 players you're watching, you know you've got both of them, then haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I was last year, and I liked that for that reason. I mean, that's why I ended up with 2 good goalkeepers, because I was like, all the good forward players have been picked already.
I've got 3 Man City players, aren't we? 5 up to now.
That was going to wreck your head, Matty.
But that's better than having 3 Man U players, Matt.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Touched by your faith, William.
I'll doom you like I doomed Fanfa.
Fuck. We can't be out of business by Christmas.
Glazers keep trying to.
Yeah, exactly. They'll do a good job of that on their own.
Get one, I suppose.
So, JP, have you been? Actually, I'll wait till you finish drafting.
Yeah, I'm looking at keepers. I'll be frank with you. So I need to get one, and all the ones I wanted are gone.
I'm just looking at my team, just thinking about how I just totally fucked myself just to do a bit there for JP. I'm now looking at my midfield watch list and like, shit, I've got to wait 17 attempts as if these are still going to be there.
Wild pick, that JP.
The problem with De Gea is I had him as my second goalkeeper last year. He's so unpredictable because of Man U being a clown car club. Sorry, JP.
3 United players.
Yep.
I was going to ask you, JP, have you been able to watch any of the Arsenal documentary yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't had a chance to. I'm toying with the idea of watching the first episode tonight after this. I'm terrified of what happens tomorrow night. I won't lie. It's just got all I'm in my head is just going Brentford. Big talk, classic Arsenal. David Squires doing cartoon drawings of Arteta as like David Brent, but in Lego form. It's going to be just embarrassing stuff.
Did you see him with the loudspeakers?
What I haven't. Do you know what? I've avoided the clips kind of deliberately. Partly I've just been mentally busy, but like I'm just like, no, I can't watch little clips of it because I want to see it. From what I hear from people like Arsblog and stuff like that is like they're very much like saying actually there's some interesting stuff and it's the Aubameyang stuff.
Does Benno know he's picking?
Yeah.
All right. So you just got very quiet there. I thought you might have.
I saw a good clip, JP, and it was like the photographer coming in to do like a team talk or something. And I was just, I was just thinking, get JP in to do that. You're all a
Other
load of
teams.
fucking shit.
Frank McClintock once, all he wanted to do was get Emmanuel Aboué by the neck and throw him up against the wall and scream at him. That's what he said. I wondered if he was drunk. He wasn't. That was during AC Milan.
I saw one where it was
That's the team talk I want to give.
Arteta giving his motivational speech before they play Liverpool, and the person who was tweeting the clip, I was like, "Isn't this the game they lost 3-0?"
I can't imagine Arteta giving like a inspirational rah-rah speech.
Well, not
Doesn't
without
seem like the type, does it?
Not without PowerPoint slides, anyway.
He's that kind of bloke.
Like Pep loves a yell, and like I don't know if you've watched the City version of that sort of show, but yeah, he gets after it a bit. But I don't know, like Arteta doesn't seem to have that in him. Fuck you, Andy.
Sorry. 210th you were on the.
I know. I had to scroll right down to get to it.
See, it goes by points last season, so there's a few gems down further down.
I'm basically trying to reconstruct the team I've got in FPL. So I can
See, I've got another 20 turns till next one, so I've got about 26 on my watch list.
I need to put a watch list together. This is not ideal.
Yeah.
But there are people this year that just aren't being talked about that were big-ish, like Tomiyasu, Lamptey. Like they were like proper options last year, and it just feels like
injuries with the two of those.
Tomiyasu would have been an early.
Sorry.
Patrick Bamford, he's back fit now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Leeds. Man, they could get spanked every week, Leeds. You don't know which version.
I reckon they'll be right down there.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick a Leeds player at all. I don't fancy their chances whatsoever.
Oh, bloody hell, Gamara's gone.
Was that you, Jamesy? Yeah.
That was me. Sorry.
Yeah,
nice.
he was going to be my next pick.
He just overperformed his XG last year, lads. You're just jumping on a bandwagon.
Don't start with that XG nonsense. Come on.
It's all about minutes on the pitch in this game.
Clown.
Know what I'm doing here, mate?
Oh, Doherty's good one to get at this point.
Strikers, you'll be struggling at the moment, I would say.
Yeah.
It
was the same last year. There was nothing left at the end.
Harry Kane was such a lifesaver for me for a lot of the year last year. I know it took him a while to get going, but that tail end, just...
Emmanuel Dennis, the god.
Watford.
That double game week where everybody jumped on.
Everyone captained them.
They did absolutely nothing, and like one of them got sent off. Yeah. I was just like, this is why you don't pick Watford players. Like,
and then I did it again. There was a Burnley double game week, and I got Weghorst, and he did fucking nothing.
Yeah, it's just like
Weghorst. Yeah, what a donkey he was.
See, he scored in his first two games, and everyone was like, okay. And then that was it. That was the end.
There's no reason that Weghorst shouldn't be successful in the Premier League. Like, he's massive and he's like good in the air, and like, he was really good at Wolfsburg. Like, I mean, this is mainly going for me playing on FIFA, but
yeah, he was good on FIFA and Football Manager.
That's it. It's just I don't know why. I mean, Burnley is shit, so it doesn't really matter. So.
Mark Kerr, that was a Football Manager player there.
Yeah.
Kennedy Bakasioglu.
I met Mark Kerr at Championship. I think he was great.
Oh, was he
Defender
Dundee?
Called Mark Kerr is brilliant as well.
He played for Dundee United at one point. I think he was recently he was the manager of like Ayr, and then he got sacked.
Fucking hell, I can't believe how slim pickings this is already, and I've only got 5 players in my team.
Was there 12? Was there 12 of us last year, or 10?
12.
12? Yeah.
Was there 12? I don't remember.
It feels like
blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
There's some good players left, like, but they're not like.
Do you know what Timo Werner?
Blow the whistle. Come on.
Can we just do 5 aside?
There's a couple I've got my eye on here, like.
Yes.
Che Adams isn't a bad shout. He'll probably get like 8 to 10 goals, but I wouldn't recommend taking him in like the 6th round or whatever, 6th or 7th.
Old cat kicker's still there, Kurt Zuma.
Oh, Chris, that's a good pick for Tillemans if he gets signed elsewhere as well.
Tillemans doesn't give you any points though, because the nature of his play. Because I had him last year.
It's whether or not it's where he gets moved to.
Yeah.
You might go to Arsenal.
If Party is gone, and that's all I'll say about that. And that's one of the things where, like,
there's rumours about Party, JP.
Yeah, there is.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're really rumours at this point, but
nah,
Oh, is it?
completely
Oh,
believe
right,
them.
sorry.
And it makes me think when that happens, there's an element of you ship him out.
Party
And it just makes me
Marty.
think that Tillemans that would be something they would do. Just, I'm not saying from any, like, obviously there's no high moral stuff.
I'm glad you like that, Jamesy.
I'm trying not to be the only one roaring laughing here. It's always when you shouldn't laugh.
Did I ask if we were live? Sorry.
Jota's been picked. I picked Jota.
What performance?
Mr. Dude is our best 8 mil mid. It's Saka. There you go.
I know he's going to miss the first month, but
is it only one? I thought I heard 3.
I think it was saying on there that he's due back middle of September.
I'd say if you were going DCL, you might as well go Broya because he'll probably end up getting that role anyway.
Yeah.
You can play the long game in this though, because I picked De Bruyne last year and like it was about 3 months before he did anything. Just stick him on the bench,
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year, the part that killed my attempt to catch up with you is that I had to get rid of Havertz and Jota at the same time because they both got injured the same week. And then you picked them both up, I think, off the transfer market because you could just hold them on the bench. And I just had to play between like 2 or 3 different like Wolves players or something. I just couldn't catch up the points once they came back. But I didn't.
That's funny, Chris, because I remember it differently. I remember it because you lost to my 10-year-old son.
And that's because I had to get rid of Jota and
I have my eye on someone now, and I have 4 people ahead of me, and I'm wondering who will take them.
I think somebody's just taken who I was looking at, or I've just completely lost where I was looking at.
I'm keeping an eye on someone as well. I'm just hoping no one picks him.
I've got about 5 in my head here, and I'm struggling. I'll be honest.
No,
William, did you take another United player?
No. It is a former United player.
It's still a United player.
Is it Forest now? Oh,
he's on Forest. He's on loan.
Oh yeah, he's still a United player. Have you anyone that's not connected to United yet? But
I've also got Lingard at Forest as well.
It's literally United.
Who went before Henderson?
Cumbria's finest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he score that? This is a bit of a bloody hell. It's dick dog shit. It's right.
Matty, are you starting to regret putting money on this?
No backing out now.
Thomas Souček.
Solid pick.
Oh shit! Yeah. Who took Ben Rama?
I did.
Bastard. That's who I was hovering over when you.
That was last year's Bailey was Benrahma, wasn't it?
Listen, Lenny, I've also
really solid last year.
I'm slightly looking at your Fantrax team that you drafted, Lenny, as well.
Oh, giving the game away.
I came on the pretense of pretending I'd give Carlos pick, and really I'm just trying to fuck about and have fun.
Right, let's not get into that.
Carl's offering to be your assistant here, Matty, in the chat.
I haven't got another device. You could be on the headphones.
Put the 20 quid with you. You got Jota. Ivan's asking in the chat. He went, didn't he?
I have. I got him.
You got him.
Yeah.
And Johnny Bones Stones.
He might get him like Laporte's injured, innit?
How long's he out though?
I think maybe about a month. Sure, I read somewhere.
You get the clean sheets though when he comes back.
Valid.
Yeah. It was him and Laporte was always in and out.
Oh, James.
43 goals last season. I believe in the big man.
The Tony Khan favourite.
Yeah, I believe in him.
Who was that? I totally missed that.
Mitrovic.
Oh, good shout.
And he's a good defender here.
Charleston, there you go.
Considering it, because you'll get minutes, won't he? Like, you know, with the sub situation and stuff, he'll be playing.
Yeah,
In the mix.
He's probably the best striker left that was on the list then.
Yeah.
He said he's only out until 13th of
I haven't got a
August,
strike here.
Haven't you, Benno?
550.
Piss off, Benno.
I need defenders at the moment.
I've got one.
me too.
Andy, I've got one.
I've got
They're all
no.
garbage left.
I've got
Looking
no
good, man.
defenders.
Looking good.
The thing is, like, obviously the season's starting earlier than normal because of the World Cup. So we have what, like a month of transfer activity still to go?
Yeah.
So actually there'll probably be more business after this than normal.
Sure, last year, like the likes of Ronaldo and Lukaku came on the market after we did the draft. So there'll always be, like the first few weeks, there'll always be loads of chances to get.
So it's in your interest to lose the first game.
Yeah, throw the first few and come bottom. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Andy Ogden worked that into getting Lukaku last year.
That's how I ended up getting Ronaldo.
I kept Lukaku all season just so people wouldn't have him. Because I thought, like he'll come good. He was absolute turd.
What was the worst?
I picked him up at the end of the season, and then he went on a streak for 2 games.
Yeah.
That was it. But I ended up with Hwang up front by himself.
I'm sorry, Hwang, JB.
Welbeck.
The massive Hwang front.
He's gone being a midfielder now in the game for Wolves. I think he's down to 6 million.
Savio Vega.
Who's on your earpiece then, Ben?
What's this?
Who's on your earpiece helping you out?
Well, for the last 12 years, mate, you can check my record.
These are just names you're guessing with.
Come on.
Top 15k finishes here, man.
Yeah.
Please don't pick. JP, don't pick my pick.
Oh, Jesus.
He might not get enough time in.
He'll play.
I needed the defender.
Cresswell's a good pick.
I think he'll play loads. Because I think there'll be games where Jesus plays out wide left. I think there'll be a lot of rotation and a lot of Arteta will love a 60-minute sub. 3 of them.
Is Pepe still there, JP?
Unfortunately, he's there. Of the Willian era of signings where we sign players and then we pay them to leave after giving them several million.
70 million he was, wasn't he?
Oh.
72, yes,
all along, Emery wanted Zaha. All Emery wanted was Zaha. Just wanted him big time. And he was already proven. But that's the difference with signing Zinchenko and Jesus. At least, they're Premier League ready.
Diego Carlos.
Good shout, is he?
He's a great signing for Villa, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's a good.
Wasn't
good
he
signing for them? Good signing this deep in the draft. As well.
Yeah.
Was I wrong in thinking that he was linked with Newcastle as well at one point? Or because I think a ton of people have been rumoured with Newcastle. But...
Newcastle have been surprisingly quiet this season.
I think they're chasing Maddison, aren't they, for about 50 million from Leicester? That's the main one that they're going for. But yeah, now you'd think they'd be splashing all the money, wouldn't you?
Mm.
But he's probably doing it. They're doing it the right way. Just don't spunk your load, like most teams do once they have a big windfall.
I have a friend who's international relations lecturer, and he's always said, don't expect Newcastle to get to spend too much because the Saudis don't have the money that the guys who own Man City do. They're quite overextended with all the money they're investing everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, Langley.
Or like all the sports watching.
Yeah, like they're just doing so much that they're and obviously it's a bigger country that needs more investment in it. So
it's kind of a blueprint for it as well. You can see how City spent their money initially. You kind of get these bridge players where they're a higher class of player than is already playing at Newcastle, but they're not top tier, and you kind of have to go up the levels, sort of thing. So they'll spend money, but they won't spend ridiculous money early on.
That was a good Tifo video, Chris.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
The thing is, with something like that, the players that they bring in at this stage, they've got to be able to accept that, give it a couple of years, and they're going to have to be moved on, because by that point, Newcastle are going to want to bring in higher level players.
Yeah,
and they're not then the ones they're bringing in now. It's like you're not going to be part of the long term. You're just short term.
Yeah,
I think the one issue you're going to always have is trying to get foreign players or any players, to be honest, to move to the northeast. I mean, this is a thing Middlesbrough always struggled with when they were trying to buy big name players.
Yeah, they did all right for a while. Didn't they? Jorginho and Ravanelli and Emerson with the hair. Was it Emerson?
Yeah, Emerson.
Emerson, yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe we got this far without this boy going.
Neto, the
FPL's favourite.
Everyone's favourite.
Prefer Aldi.
Hey. Well done. Ooh.
Behave yourself, Ben.
Save points, mate. Get points for that.
Yeah.
I should probably go goalkeeper at some point.
Is anyone like very happy with theirs so far, or fuming?
Yeah, happy with mine, Matty.
Delighted, mate.
Oh yeah.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that, Chris, as well. Could have been worse. I'm not all gonna be.
This is the thing. It doesn't take you can sit there and make like massive spreadsheets and have plans up for whatever, but within about 5 minutes they all go and you're just left with, oh fuck, what am I left with?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Years of what was that, sorry, mate?
Have you seen that new player who Forrester after? That reminded me, Johnny, of Jizz.
Oh, Jizz Hornkamp.
Jizz Hornkamp.
Yeah.
Oh, if you has anyone been following this thing about the South End stand?
Oh, Rolls West.
West Stand. Bro.
Lister found that, didn't he?
Please
don't. I just want to say to Andy Ryan in the chat, Roque Santa Cruz was a banger of a player when he was at Blackburn. Didn't quite get it going when he went to City. But it was part of the Sparky era when Sparky left us to go there. But Joe was not very good there.
Yeah, he was great for us.
Sure.
For one
game.
game.
Roque Santa Cruz was so good that we signed his younger brother who'd never played football before just to keep him happy.
Julio Santa Cruz, weren't it? Donkey.
And yeah, he just played in like the reserves and like out on loan and stuff. It was just like, well, if it'll make you happy, Rocky, we'll sign you, brother.
Lazio did something like that when they signed Gaza, didn't they? They like signed somebody else from England just so he had
somebody to talk to.
Glenn Roeder went over, doesn't he? Yeah, Glenn Roeder.
The same with Georgi Kinkladze when he came over from Georgia. Right. They signed Kelikashvili to play in defence, even though he was a donkey, just so he had somebody else to speak to in Georgian, sort of thing. It just like.
Chris, I always remember you like talking about relations with Santa Cruz. Rochdale once signed Dennis Bergkamp's cousin and nephew, Roland Bergkamp. Possibly one of the worst centre forwards I'd ever seen. I think he ended up retiring at 28 because he was that bad.
Not injury.
Like George Ware's a cousin at
yes.
Yeah. Ali Dai.
That's right.
I'm loving seeing Jordan. It looks like you're writing this down. by hand. It's quite incredible.
It's old school.
Oh, look at that! Not that old school.
I'm loving that.
It's not me in a pub with a pint.
That's classic Jordan.
What I picked that Martinez for Man United. How do you think he'll do, Jamesy?
Do you mean in real life or FPL?
No, in real life.
I haven't seen him play that much, but geez, like from YouTube, he looks like a seriously good passer. And I don't mind the aerial thing, like because his heading stats are actually very good. He wins a lot of headers, so he might be small, but I have a feeling he might be a sneaky good.
He might be small.
As in, he may be small, but it won't matter.
So was Cannavaro. Cannavaro wasn't a tall man, and he captained Italy to a World Cup.
Oh, God damn it, James! Well done.
He's a very good. Someone let him go towards the end of the draft last year, and he's some man to win headers. I think how many goals did he get last season? Was it? Let me check.
He's a sneaky good fantasy league player, Roger.
He just popped up in the transfers towards the end of last season, and I got him. And every corner they take goes on his head.
Kind of like Jorginho.
Yeah, because he's on penalties, yeah. But Rodri, they aim for him with every corner. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, Jorginho is one of those sneaky like players you don't really expect. He just turns it over, plays, probably 2 or 3 points every game, and then he'll get a penalty once every 5 or 6 games.
Is he still available? I was going to pick him. Look, has he been took?
Oh, what, Jorginho? Yeah, I've got. Yeah. I had him last year. So it's one of my solid ones. Got Raya there, the old Blackburn connection.
I've got one more midfielder to go with, but I don't know who to pick.
I wonder how good Leno will be this year at Fulham.
Not if they're trying to play the ball. Not if they're trying to play the ball out from the back.
Well, that's why they got Ramsdale in, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just never fitted into that system. We sold him for silly money. That's a great pickup for them. 3 million as initial payment.
Yeah,
okay. And he'll still fancy himself.
Fulham won't play it out from the back, so
no, exactly, and like good solid presence. I'd no issue with him at all. It's just the way when we changed under Arteta, it was like that was it.
That was the thing. No, it's like
no one liked.
I think most people said Ramsdale was probably not as good as a shot stopper as Leno. Leno just can't play with his feet. He had a couple of big issues, didn't he?
Yeah, that long distribution from Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Are we all assuming that the bottom 3 are the same 3 clubs that get promoted, by the way? Because there's...
I think Brentford will be found out this season.
Leeds will be down there, JP.
How much Everton did you watch last season, JP?
I think Everton are the one that I'd fear for
old Frankie 1 point per game average.
Yeah, I'd fear for them.
Notice Sarah's left the room, actually.
What's the opinions on that?
I do say this every day.
I'm assuming in Croatia there were many Everton-based conversations that went on at various points.
Absolutely, is a hero despite having pretty much the same points per game ratio as Rafa. But then again, he never called them a small club, did he?
Well, not in public.
If you do fancy an Everton player in your proper FPL team, though, that Patterson at 4 mil seems to be playing like Coleman's out, and he'll probably get the job over Coleman. I thought at this stage. The
thing with Brentford is there's probably a good chance they've gone down if they didn't last season. If they didn't pick up Eriksen,
yeah,
he really they kind of were found out, and then they got Eriksen.
Tailed off, didn't they? And then he picked up after Eriksen come in. Yeah.
Did anyone watch a lot of Brentford last season? Because this is something I was wondering. Was Eriksen actually that good, or did people just sentimentally think Eriksen was that good?
No, he was good. He was good.
He was good, but I heard a podcast with a diehard Brentford fan, and he reckoned that the big thing that saved their season wasn't so much getting Eriksen as they actually went to a back 4, and he reckons going to a back 4 meant 3 up front, and that suited Tony much better, having people. Two wide men beside Tony up front rather than, because when Tony was playing in a 2 up front, he was having to come deep all the time and get the ball. Whereas when he was playing with 2 wide men, he could play in the box, and apparently was much better for him.
Yeah, I think it freed up Mbuemo as well.
Yeah, he went to the right, and I think it was it Wissa?
Yeah.
So no, that's someone who watches them every week. So you know,
the talk coming out of
it's interesting, just because I had no idea at all. Like it's kind of one of those things that's just assumed that Ericsson was amazing or something like that. But I don't know.
The talk coming out of the Bournemouth camp is that they're absolute dog shit. So probably
no players. They've only 16 senior players.
Yeah, I'll bite the bullet to you boys and go for him because he's been there for ages.
Timo.
He might go to Newcastle. Yeah, he might go to Newcastle.
Who's going on loan?
He's going back to Leipzig, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I was talking Newcastle as well.
If he goes, boys, do I get like a transfer in?
Yeah, you just have to pick somebody else, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just bring in a free agent.
Yeah, you'll be able to bring in like Joel Gelhardt or something like that.
It'll have to be a striker, so it'll be worse again.
Danny Welbeck.
Welbeck did well last season.
I love the draft though. I love the draft though for things like this, where he's like stuck in a hole, and then you're there and you're looking at like the slim pickings who's available for a striker, and you're like, Andy Carroll, he might just do it. Kind of.
Oh, I know his name.
Mate, I ended up with Danny Welbeck up front by himself last season. He was in a desperate state of affairs. Why was that?
I was about to, but Undav isn't Undav going to be the striker, not Welbeck? I don't know. That was the talk coming out of Brighton, wasn't it? He's that was fella that scored like 30 goals in Belgium. And
because they were on about Mopé leaving as well.
He's going to Italy, apparently.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh.
Good signing for someone. Him. He's.
I was always a bit of fan of his.
You could have told us that 5 minutes ago before I picked him.
Brilliant.
Getting desperate here, boys.
Yeah, Betty.
2 minutes.
Play the long game.
I just like the fact that no one is such an Harry Maguire for 10-foot barge pole.
Oh no, no one's having no slack.
Man U captain, England international. Who would you have as captain, Jamesy?
Probably Fernandez. Yeah. But it's slim pickings, and I mean, even him on the pitch, he's an awful whinger. Like, so it's there's no standout candidate.
De Gea?
So, he's very quiet. Very, very, very quiet character. You know, he's not going to shout at anybody, really, you know.
It feels like you need Ten Hag to bring somebody in from the outside.
I could see
this is the mentality now.
Yeah.
This is,
I could see the likes of Martinez this time next year, because he's a real fighter, and he's Ten Hag's guy already. He'll definitely be a starter. So someone like him, maybe in a year's time, I could easily see getting
all that stuff about everybody leaving after 45 minutes at the friendly and all that sort of thing. You just like, it feels like there needs to be a mentality shift, and it's like, you know, because United's young lads are really like that. They won the cup final against Forest at Old Trafford, and they had like 70,000 in for that one. And you've got like Hannibal and Chong and all those sort of guys coming through that are looking like they're going to be talents for it.
Garnacho's the one to watch.
Yeah,
and because they're so light up front, there's actually a chance he could, like, if they get 2 injuries, he's next in line nearly. But no forwards.
Bring back Makeda.
You know.
Well, with Martial being out, there was talk that he was going to have to start Elanga this weekend.
I like Elanga. I think he's a prospect.
With Sancho and Rashford.
Yeah, I like Elanga, but he shouldn't be the first sub up front. He shouldn't be the first guy that comes in when they get one injury up front. I think he should be a little bit further away from the first team.
He was an assist machine last year, though, to be fair to him.
Yeah, you had him in this, didn't you?
Yeah, I got on him early.
Yeah.
But yeah, when there was a lot of chatter about him coming in, and he's a good return, like 1 in 2 returns, I think, last season when he was in the team.
Matty, Joel Linton, one of the worst strikers I've ever seen live.
How good's your midfield, though?
He's a good midfielder. Yeah,
great midfielder.
I've got a couple of friends of mine up here who are Newcastle fans who have said that since Eddie Howe came in, he's looked like a different player, and he's improved a hell of a lot for them. And these are people that will watch him every week, and they've seen a massive improvement in him.
How's that Almiron done?
Good
Almiron,
pre-season,
yeah,
apparently.
Yeah, really good
Banned him in
pre-season.
pre-season.
But then this has happened so many. How many years has he been there? Is it ever really going to happen in the actual sort of heat of battle?
That's it, isn't it?
I still don't know what to think about Newcastle, because I still think they're probably going to be a bit toilet. Everyone's like picking loads of their players.
Do you not think they're going to be rock solid at the back? That's the thing about
it picked up towards the end of last year, didn't it? But I still think, they'll probably be in the similar sort of bit of Wolves, where they're like the defensive Wolves, and Wolves are the attacking Newcastle, if that makes sense, sort of thing. They're kind of in that same sort of mix.
I think signing Sven Botman seems like a good.
Botman's a hell of a
for
signing.
the defense.
Yeah, really hell of a signing.
That's not because I've drafted him, but good for
I was just wondering who'd took him, because I was looking at my watch list and realised he'd gone. And
I've went for stupid new signings. I've got like Skamaka from West Ham.
Want all the shiny new toys.
Yeah, so this is me getting relegated right away, so then Carl can sneak his way back in.
I think if Wilson stays fit, be massive for Newcastle.
Jamesy, do you know it's you?
Oh, fuck! Thank you, Benno. Who would I have got? I would have got fucking Dan James as well, would I?
I was going to say, Benno, are you and JP kind of grandfathered into the draft league? A bit like the big nations in Europe.
You're fucking kidding me, Benno. You've taken Dewsbury Hall.
If mid-mate, you'll do. Or we can get relegated like anyone else.
You know how far down I had to scroll to find it?
I absolutely love the idea of Benno getting relegated and having to organise this whole thing. It's become my ambition.
Yeah, but I'll book off with the money, so you're all screwed. So.
I know where you live, Ben. I've been to yours.
I can't believe anybody even had eyes on Dewsbury Hall at that stage. That's not.
No one better pick this player. I've been hovering on him for about 5 minutes.
I'm literally looking at strikers now, going, who's actually going to play? Doesn't matter if he's going to play.
Strikers are down to bare bones, aren't they now?
I've just looked at your strikers, Benno. You've only picked one, and it's Jimenez.
No.
Unknown return date from injury.
Defense in midfield don't make banging.
Oh, you've got Leon Bailey, of course you have.
Yeah. You missed that one. I got it.
Best player in Europe, Ivan. Leon.
Oh, the IWC's fantasy football player, Leon Bailey.
That's a good one to get at this point.
I can't wait to hear Matty's rants against the IWC of the FPL.
We need to go through an IWC 11 for like FPL, like the proper like IWC. Just
Neto's on there.
Neto is
captain. IWC goalkeeper.
That's
the Leicester thing.
Yeah,
the Leicester double.
It's Ward now. It was Raya last week.
Raya, yeah.
Raya was, yeah.
Raya.
The defense. Trippier is your big name, but he's very.
Oh, Nico.
Nico Williams.
Nico Williams, yeah.
Perisic.
Yeah. Perisic,
big time.
I'm not giving this away. Does that Joe Willock still play for Newcastle?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we did all right on that. He had a great little spree.
He set it on fire, didn't he? Then he didn't do nothing then.
Yeah, he had a good little run, and then they brought Chris Wood in, didn't they, from Burnley?
Not that I'm looking on getting him, boys.
I'd say he's third choice there, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, and that Gimenez now in there is who else was in midfield for them, though? Joe Linton now, isn't it? Yeah, we just said.
Yeah.
Or John Joel Shelby.
Yeah. They know how to play.
Yeah.
Can't believe he picked a Rangers player, Eddie.
You loved him at Liverpool, Matty. John Joe Shelby.
When he told Alex Ferguson to fuck off, remember that one? When he said something like
Wasn't there a Liverpool United game where he just got sent off like ridiculously early.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
There was that the one.
Come
Yeah,
on at half time, I think.
he got sent off in like the 47th minute. Or something.
Yeah, and if Fergie was fuming, he just told fuck off your out swat.
That's the most scouse you've ever sounded, Matty.
Bloody hell, Garrett.
Sorry,
Get to the goals, doesn't he?
Rochdale legend.
X-Dale, isn't it?
Yeah.
That could be a good
Bazunu, was that?
No, Craig Dawson. You don't want to put Bazunu in. He's wasted 16 million quid. Him is shite.
Bazunu's not shite, all right?
He's terrible.
Mate,
what? Andy,
I'm not having this. I'm not having this Ireland goalkeeper.
Jordan, speak up here. Come on.
Jordan looks up there as well.
I saw him on my laptop for about 40 games for a season. He fucking let in loads of goals.
He got Pompey
He's
to
an
mid-table.
unbelievable shot stopper.
He saved a penalty from Ronaldo. So
Exactly.
That's the issue with Ireland. What I'd give for one striker, but goalkeeper.
We have 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League next season.
No issue. We're fine on that front. It's like right backs back in the day. Can't move for the bastards. Jeff Kenner just being like, no, man, not even in the squad. He's like playing in the Premier League for Blackburn. Piss off.
Oh,
Gary Kelly. Even though we'll try and play him up front for a couple of times because there was no one. John Goodman. There's a name.
John Goodman. Fucking hell.
What, the fella from Roseanne?
The big lad.
Top actor.
He also played for Wimbledon.
Come on,
John Goodman. He's a cracking actor.
I ignore. He's been transferred somewhere. Maybe.
Oh shit, it's me.
I can't see Ainori. I don't know. He's probably their starting left back, I think.
Yeah, be him and Johnny.
Yeah.
Or Tyrone, the captaincy, didn't he?
That is annoying, though, because he was on my list.
See, Mings, actually, when he plays, usually gives you quite good points returns.
He's lost the captaincy.
Yeah, I was
don't know if he's going to start.
Just doesn't play as much as you'd like.
Nice swap there, boys.
I'll trade you, mate.
Hey, have we got trades on there now?
Trades are on.
Are they?
Oh, God.
So, mate, if in about 4 weeks, when you decide you want Bailey, give us a shout.
Can we do that on the game, or have we got to go obviously do it on here?
In the game,
It does it through the game, yeah.
No one ever does it, though. It doesn't really happen,
No.
does it? Like how many trades were the last season?
Benno, I'm on board here now, mate. I'll be doing some trades. I'll tell you.
Garrett, you could have really shithoused with the trades at the end last year when you were playing the young lad. You could have got all his good players.
Mate, you should have gotten to Alex's phone.
Could have done. Should have. I'm just looking forward to this, Matty. When you're like trying to like convince me to take Damari Gray off you for like Son or something. I'm just waiting for these shithouse trade offers from you.
He is the new Alex. Oh, that's his little
Alex bombarding everybody in the hope that somebody accidentally presses accept.
Did you pick up that, or did they do it themselves? Yeah, did you make it?
I don't think JP made a pick then. But...
No,
I did. I picked Visa.
All right.
From Brentford.
Okay. I thought he'd done it for you.
But yeah, you make the offer and then the other person has to accept. But I think the reason people don't do many trades, it's not like I can offer you like my entire back line for Salah or something like that. It's 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Benno, do we do it like the proper one where you've got to submit your 11 or do all the 15 get points?
No, you pick your team every week before the deadline.
Again, yeah.
But if anyone's injured, it'll auto replace.
Yeah, if they don't play, it'll sub them in. Yeah.
They get 0 minutes.
And you've got to put your subs in order in the way that you want them to come on.
Oh, okay.
And there's no captain in this game, Matty.
No.
No captain. Okay.
In this one, in the main game there is, but in this one there's no captain.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Nico Williams on there.
Well,
no wild cards, no captain. Get rid. I want meat and I want burger sauce.
That's not a bad pick, Jordan.
Because I've had a lot to drink.
My team, I'm not happy with, but you know, me big hitters, if they all play well, like I'm happy with me big time fucking players. Like that's about it.
We gotta remember, Matty, this isn't like normal FPL because it's not how many points you get overall; it's how you beat somebody else.
Oh, okay.
So like we
play each other each week. So
yeah.
So I've had weeks where like I think it was I think me and Gareth played, and we both got like 8 in the 80s, and we'd have beaten everybody else.
Points.
And I beat you by 1 point on the last day.
A point.
Oh, okay.
And we'd have beaten everybody else.
I'm pretty sure as well, Chris, that it was like a last-minute assist in the Sunday game
I was
or something
watching
like
it
that.
Because I was like, if he stays on for 60 minutes, I'm fucked.
But it keeps track of like all your points through the season. I know I was 4th last season, but there was like a good 3 or 4 people below me who had bigger points totals. It was just I got lucky with which weeks I was able to beat.
I think you got more points than me, Chris.
Yeah.
So
but it's just the way the matches fell, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you play each other then, Chris, and then whoever
play each other 4 times.
3 points. Is it just 3 points at a league table? Yeah.
Points per week.
I didn't know that at all, boys. No, brilliant. That.
I know you're a big fan of points, Matty, but it's only 2.
I know. I'm actually playing for points now, JP. What's going on?
Do you want me to go through the G1 standings at all?
Can I just guess who's winning? I'll probably be right.
Mate, I have no idea. I'm literally meant to record a podcast about it most days of the week. It's shocking behaviour. Can't be asked.
I don't not to go off topic and talk about wrestling, but I don't understand why they're not just doing it where Group A and Group C, Group B and Group D are just together on every show. Just have 2 blocks in each show so the stand-ins are consistent.
15-minute time limits, 8 matches a show. Don't fuck about. Good wrestlers.
Yeah.
Wild idea there. There we go. Old school. Minoru Suzuki working over AJ Styles' finger the way Christ intended.
Broyu's a good pick there, Jamesy, by the way.
I'm just thinking he might get a loan.
He might get, I got him.
And he's my third forward, so he's going to be on the bench probably anyway.
That's what I've been hanging on for me to like for the actual main game is like, where's he going to go on loan sort of thing? And I've sort of decided against putting him in till.
Well, West Ham bought a striker, didn't they? So it's really only Everton he can.
Everton maybe, but like if he's playing up front every week for Everton.
You know what?
It's fascinating to go through all of these sides, which we all have to do.
You know what? Like a good heel here, boys. Don't get ready for your next pick. I'm sorry to do it, but I'll have to go.
Mate,
just as problematic as your wrestling draft.
I was going to say, I listened to your world draft, the draft you did for your card. Problematic dressing rooms are not an issue you worry about, are you?
Oh no, I endorse it, JP.
Mate.
I'm not going to worry about what people said about him.
Fritz von Edwards here. Signing photos on the slide.
Obazuna.
Yep.
Zuma. Getting Zuma out of trouble with the Dallas police after he's trying to break into some shelter to beat shit out of him.
I need last one's a fucking goalie.
So
I think everybody's will be.
Mine's a defender.
Yeah, mine's a defender.
I need a further forward.
And there's one, and then my last one.
Love him watching these defenders go off this list here.
Might you pick Scott Carson for the last?
And that's me done.
Oh, we're on the last round.
Yep.
Jesus, he's nearly my age, Scott Carson. No business being out on a football field, same age as me and Gareth.
Another of Cumbria's finest. Breeds a good goalie up there.
Gareth, what do you reckon of Barrow as a place and as a football club? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, Gareth?
Shithole.
Actually, Chris as well, while you're there. Is Barrow a shithole?
Yes. Barrow is a shithole. I mean, actually, there's more than one Barrow.
It's just that while I was painting, I was watching the entirety of Soccer Saturday on in the background as well. They're talking a lot about Barrow. And I just
fake Cumbria. Fake Cumbria.
Yeah, it's
IWC Cumbria. Is that what it is?
It's not even good enough to be IWC Cumbria.
It's like wannabe.
Chris, who plays in goal for Brighton? Is it
Bobby Sanchez?
I think Galway is IWC.
Andy, was Sanchez in goal for that Rochdale?
Yeah, that was him.
Tranmere game we went to. Was that
Jordan?
it? Fucking hell.
That was him.
Yep. What's IWC Ireland? What's the most IWC camp? The county that everyone reckons is great, and it's just bang old average.
Yeah.
Anyone know?
Cork.
Cork, yeah.
Room full of dogs and
That's
that,
awful.
yeah.
James's dad's from Cork.
Travers.
Are you looking for hints in a paid game? He suggests money and then he's looking for hints of everyone. Disgraceful behaviour.
Guess here, boys. Who's going to keep? I hope someone gets injured.
Just around there.
Isn't Leeds number 1 still on there?
Put Kelleher in.
Is it Meslier, the goalie asked?
Yeah, Meslier, yeah.
El Salto's still in, mate, if you want to grow him.
On paper, I'm happy with that, except for Werner.
We'll go through the squads in a sec before we go off.
I'm big on Man City. I need the Man City strikers to do the absolute damage.
Problem with having too many Man City players is they won't all play.
Yeah, you'll wreck your head as well. Pep roulette.
I was going to say there'll be some weeks here, Matty, where you can only field about 8 players if you've got a load of.
I tell you, those weeks when I saw Gungaden in the starting lineup, I was like, "Oh, here we go, 8 points."
Didn't you have half the team last year, Benno?
What was that?
You had half the City team last year, hadn't you?
Yeah, and it kind of worked out in some weeks where like 3 of them are bang. You know what I mean? It was which way it would be.
I love this the way we played through the boys. I really like that's going to be great. That
a lot of derbies, mate. GRAPPL
a lot
derbies.
of side messages, a lot of effort going on.
I'm going to start putting a video promo on you each week, mate. 10-second countdown.
I had to go from Ireland's next big hero, Nathan Collins. You watch that lad go in.
Yeah,
just
serious player.
Yeah, Matty, if you've ever seen the league,
is it too strong to say that Ireland will win?
There's a comedy TV show called The League. It's about an NFL draft in the same way like this. So they cut promos on each other some weeks. Fucking hilarious.
I mean, your Ireland performance against Scotland was incredibly.
And Nathan Collins is one of Europe's best defenders.
I've got Allison, so I might as well get the sub as well.
He's injured though, Keller.
Only for a week.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think anyway. But like, if I have Allison and he gets injured, then I'll have a sub anyway. So it's.
Sometimes I wonder if he's real because I never see him play.
It's a great position in football, isn't it? Being the 2nd or 3rd string goalkeeper.
Like,
imagine just earning 20 grand a week for doing turning up to train.
3rd choice keeper seems like the greatest piss take in the world.
Is that it? Is it done?
That's it.
We're done.
Let me just I'll try and bring up the teams. I can't remember how you do it. Where'd you go?
Oh, come on, Benno, you're next bit.
If you go into the draft, if you go in the draft room, Benno, like you can, there's like a drop down on the right.
Oh, it's the one you use yourself, isn't it?
I've got here game week 1.
Ooh.
If anybody wants to hear.
Oh yes, go on.
Oh, game week 1, we have Gareth against Benno.
Oh, come on. That's the prime time match there.
We've got Andy against Connor.
Okay.
Matty against Jordan.
Oh, I'm beat then.
You haven't seen Jordan is
Eddie against myself.
Oh.
We've got JP and Chris.
Elliot or Lino?
Bollocks.
You, Lino. And Jamesy versus Will.
William.
Wow.
There we go.
At least I'm at home first. I'll think.
So I have to. I'm hoping you're not too badly, basically.
I changed that to Dr. Oliver Skipman, by the way, because
I remember you messaging saying you were going to have come up with something Rose West wise because of the
Gilbert and Rose West stand, but then I don't know if they've got rid of that now.
They're looking at renaming it in a different way or something.
Disappointing.
Why don't they just drop the word West? I don't understand why this stand has to have the word West in it. Like nobody's stood there holding a compass in the ground or anything like that. Like it's absolutely preposterous.
Could they not work out something to just swap with the East stand? Could they not just do something like that?
One of them's going to be camera side.
Oh, true.
Prices will be different. But yeah, like the Sir Alex Ferguson stand isn't called the Sir Alex Ferguson West stand or whatever it is. Like you just drop the.
Who's this team?
Can you use
yours? Hang on.
There's Benno.
There we go.
Benno, that's a good team, mate.
You explain that team to us, Benno. I think we should all do that now. Just explain.
Pickford, Fabianski. I got 2 solid starting goalies. My defense was me priority. Cancelo, Perisic, Walker, Dean, White. I'll take that. Luis Diaz, Coutinho, Gordon, Bailey, the IWC's case. Forward line's a disgrace. Like Jimenez is my best forward, and he's not playing for like the next 3 months. So Mateta and Welbeck better fucking turn up.
But the rest of it's class.
Welbeck, oh dude.
Very well.
That's good defense, Benno. Serious defense.
We'll go on to Jamesy. If you want to read them through, Jamesy.
Yeah. So 2 Liverpool keepers. I just thought if Alisson does get injured, I'll still get their sub keeper on. Tried to be strong enough at the back again. Like I'd probably be starting Robertson, Gabriel, Thiago Silva every week. Midfield is all right. I think the key to this game is minutes on the pitch. I think like even if you get a few players who just tip away with 1 or 2 points, like how many times do you lose a game by a point? You know what I mean? So just a guy, just your 5th midfielder who'll get you 2 points every week. So that's where Ramsey comes in.
I think you'll probably start Rodri every week and then know that Anderson will come on if he doesn't play.
Exactly.
That sort of thing, maybe.
And
although again, the 5 subs might kill you on that.
Yeah.
He might end up being the guy that just gets 15 minutes every other game or something.
And then 2 steady strikers, Watkins and Mitro, and then Broja. You never know. He might go somewhere on loan and bang a few in. So just a bit of a punt in the dark for the last pick.
Like Mitrovic, that'll be a fun one. Anytime he scores, you and Big Tone can celebrate.
I'll laugh him every time they score. Crack.
William?
So I panicked and wasn't really thinking clearly, so I've got a load of Man U players, which was wasn't my best thing. But I know this is like I think the Athletic made this point right. Like Man U probably shouldn't have bought Ronaldo last season.
Oh, definitely.
But now, if he stays, he will probably play every game that he's fit for, and he will give you goals. Nacho is the kind of long-term replacement for Vardy.
Midfield's goodwill.
The midfield, I like my midfield. I think Lingard will have a good season for Forest.
De Bruyne's doing some heavy lifting there.
Bernardino got points. Bernardino got points last year from in the draft. I think Sancho, but Bernardo even, and I think Sancho will have a good season. The defense is a line of misfit toys that I grabbed as I could. Mings is good.
And then
You've almost
worried about your defense, Will. Yeah. I'm worried about your defense.
The second person in every position. That's it.
Lanzo will play this weekend.
And then goalkeeper, I think Dean Henderson will have a good season for Forest.
He's going to have to save a lot of shots. So.
He's going to pick the ball out of the net a few times.
He's got Nico Williams, isn't he? There in front of him.
It's still in it.
Okay, so we've got Raya in net. Former Blackburn boy, so that kind of gives it away, but also expected to get a lower first saves. Iverson, now the surprise second choice at Leicester, maybe first choice, you never know how that goes. Cucurella moving to Chelsea, so that's going to flip over and be a better spot there for him. Also probably could play on the wing when they want to get rid of Alonso or James. He can play either side sort of thing. Doherty and Dyer at Spurs, I think Dyer plays every game and Spurs are good defensively. Doherty's a good attacking option of the 16 defenders that they've got. Maguire, solid again, scores 2 or 3 a season. Lamptey, attacking enough on the Brighton side. Bruno, I expect to have a good year. Once Ronaldo goes, he's the penalty taker, he's the set piece taker, he's the linchpin of that sort of midfield. Odegaard playing in a more advanced position this year from what pre-season's showing. Also with Jesus up front, probably get more assists. Jorginho, barring penalties, isn't much of a shout, but as I was saying earlier, he basically plays every game, so at least get 2 points, and then 1 in every 6 games they get a penalty at Chelsea. So he'll drop that in. Neto is everybody's favourite. I'm not really on board with him. I prefer Podence, who I've taken as well. He's playing the centre position at the moment where Jimenez plays at Wolves. So he'll get a few more chances in the middle. Neto obviously plays on the side. So you've got assists and strikes there. Jesus is on fire. Havertz will play up front for Chelsea. And I can't see on the screen the last one, but I think it was Chris Wood. He's generally good for 8 to 10 goals a season. So that should be decent as well.
You can do my talking for me, Chris. I love that.
Other Chris?
Ramsdale, Leno and goal, probably going to end up being Ramsdale. Koulibaly, Longley, Shaw on Malacia, which they're going to swap that left-back spot at United. So either way, Mitchell, out of the ones that was left late on, had a good season points-wise, relatively. Midfield, Salah speaks for itself. Kulishevsky looked good. It's in his loan spell. I assume he's going to carry on. Tielemans should be good, hopefully. Andreas Pereira. We'll soon see.
X-Man, you love this.
Yeah. He'll get a few games at Fulham and we'll see what happens. McAllister, nah. Dregs.
He plays up the spot. Why is he saying Alistair? Why is he not all together?
Yeah, I know. And then
those Scottish lads who end up in Argentina are all the same.
I was going to say,
like Jose Luis Brown, he played like in the 86 World Cup final for Argentina. His granddad was Irish. And I just thought, how'd that bloke end up in Buenos Aires? Sorry, Chris.
All right. And then Firmino and Mopai for now, and then DCL will come in whenever he's back.
Not bad. Salah's the big one.
Yeah.
Salah's the big
one.
He'll win your games on his own.
Yeah.
JP, I was just going to drop in there. Where was his granddad during the war? Actually, yeah.
Fair shout, isn't it?
Jordan, want to take us through yours?
Sanchez and Travers, I just picked up because there was what was left, basically.
Travers will play, though, Jordan, won't he?
Yeah.
It's 5-year contract, so he probably should.
Yeah.
Chilwell, probably the main one there. Kashke, Dunk, Henry, value for the mid-table, I'd say. Mount and Foden were the 2 ones for the midfield. Gallagher might get a game. I was surprised to get Sinestra so late because Leeds bought him for a bit last week.
I just can't get on board with him being the Rafinha replacement. I don't think he'll get the same points.
Rafinha,
he's only a week anyway.
Rafinha was always like one. You get like a goal or an assist every week. It was never like double figures with him.
Yeah. And I think Leeds will be shit anyway. So.
Tony Bamford and Aowani there. He scored 15 last year in the Bundesliga. So
it was a good
see how that works out.
Yeah, I was looking at him. Bamford by warehouse.
Union Berlin, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Connor?
Well, mine I've gone Edison in goal is an obvious one, and McCarthy was my last pick. For defenders, for basically who my starting 11 is people who I think are going to get minutes, and some people on the bench who I don't think are going to play. Like Laporte will be playing again in a few weeks, so I thought because I got him a bit late on. Varane, that was a gamble towards the end just to see if he actually plays or not. If he does, it might turn out all right. Sterling's an obvious one. Ward-Prowse, Zaha, I think are both set piece takers. And Moore and McGinn will both get plenty of minutes. So I'm quite happy with those 2. Vardy will be playing, Ings will be playing, and Martial might come out good under Ten Hag. So that was another one. He's going to sit on my bench for a bit and see how he pans out.
Wanted all three of them. Like as far as
They're solid. They're just solid strikers. Them, yeah, as you say, always play monkey. So,
how old do you think? How old do you think Sterling will do at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think he'll do well.
I think he'll do well. Yeah, I think he'll. Like, depends how much they like put it around him, really, in it, or if they can keep people away from him.
Connor, a lot of professional strikers doing professional striking.
Bangs and goals, double
it's a very solid 15-minute match.
But Sterling's
3.75. That's the rating them boys again.
But it's also, I think, is that Sterling will be played as a striker, but he's down as a midfielder. But he's down as a midfielder, so you get.
They'll play Havertz in the middle with Sterling slightly off him, but more in a more advanced role than a midfielder. Yeah, so
he'll just do the same as what he did for City. Just go to the byline and whiz it back in.
He's just a good fox in the box, poacher, whatever term you want to use for it. But yeah, he'll crop up with 10 to 12 goals probably.
GRAPPL Sadie, I like your team name.
Where's that team name from?
What's my thinking here? My thinking is spine. So it was all about Van Dijk, Son, and then Fantasy League legend Callum Wilson, who I'm convinced is going to have an amazing season again this year. So all about that. But for me, it's all about get players who are playing all the time. I hate this fucking nonsense of City players and all this who you're stressing on the morning of the game whether they're going to play or not. I want lads who I know are going to be in there and they're going to have the shirt week in week out. So that's the strategy for me. But there's a few ones in there. Points per game last year, Trippier was fucking awesome, and they've got a good start to the season. So hopefully he does all right. Trossard as well, he's someone points per game, and that Mbuemo, his points per game's fucking like spot on, as well. So hopefully you just got a few lads in there who'll just keep things ticking over. And the big gamble's at Aronson from Leeds, who like his fucking returns in the Austrian league have been phenomenal in terms of goals and assists. Jesse Marsh knows him well. They paid fucking 25 mil for him, big money for Leeds. So I'm just here's my punt, here's my gamble. You never know. Could be the Rafinha replacement.
If you can bang them in versus Rafa Vienna and Wolfsburg, you're like surely going to bang them in the Premier League.
Well, exactly. It could be the next. It could be the next Haaland banging them in Germany instead of Austria. You never know.
Oh, he's American.
Gareth, what's the team name?
What's the team name? Retire, jail, die. Well, it's my optimism for Vince McMahon. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I'm open for about a good 20 in jail and then a slow, painful death. But that's the dream. That's the dream. But
God, imagine him in shackles.
My assumption is that the jail part's probably going to go missing, and it's just going to be retire, die, which I can live with.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'll enjoy it either way.
Him in jail is like a copy of Razzle in the 80s, mate.
See, I don't want him to die soon. I want him to have 20 years where he has nothing to do.
Mull on it.
And just mull on it and like have to play Scrabble for a living.
Yeah. And watch like a 20-minute technical exhibition on Raw or something. the main event. Right?
He'll definitely try and do the XFL again.
His reaction when Johnny Gargano becomes WWE champion.
And he's just looking at his hands and the belt and his hands in the belt.
They start to really emphasise the word wrestling loads just to infuriate him every week on TV.
I can't believe Vince won't die in a hospital. He'll die in the nearest medical facility.
I wonder if it gets really bad with Vince. Do they have to start like emphasising his father again? And the family lineage begins with Vincent. Is it what's his father's middle name? But no, Vince McMahon Senior. And then you just kind of airbrush Vince Jr. out of the picture. It's like Stephanie following the footsteps of her grandfather with no intervening McMahons in between.
Maybe Rod's lads
went from the smoky bingo halls to Madison Square Garden with nothing in between or before it.
I do still hold out hope that Rod's lads will get involved in the business, the size of them two boys, because I'm still the big sliding doors moment is those two lads up against Gordy and Williams in All Japan. They're learning their craft.
Anyway, just be chronic or whatever, you know.
Andy, where's it? Did I just see a rogue Jeff?
Yeah, say hello, Jeff.
A rogue Jeff.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Jeff.
Right, this team of rogues, Mendy, he's going to be one of the top keepers in here, apart from Edison and Allison for your clean sheets. Danny Ward, as said before, is going to be number one at Leicester. IWC, yeah. Defenders, Zinchenko, he's been one of my top, even on my own team. Martinez, he's going to be Man United's main centre-half, play all the time. Should get some points and clean sheets. Pontus Jansson always pops up with a goal or two from set pieces. Brentford might get some clean sheets, even though I think they may struggle. IWC, Nico Williams.
Anyone gone with him? 4 mil?
Yeah, they said he's playing like right midfield in pre-season, so he'll get forward, might get a few assists. Dallo, he seems to be one of United's
Ronaldo's driver. He was in bother for leaving. He was in,
out as well, didn't he?
He was in trouble for leaving the game early the other day. He was carrying his bags, wasn't he? He was the Triple H to Kevin Nash.
He might actually get dropped on Saturday because of that.
Yeah. Midfield, I think Saka and Martinelli are two plays you've got to have in.
Solid, back to back.
Rashford, the resurrection, maybe. He's playing up front on Saturday with Martial out, so
you don't get points for writing books.
No, you don't, or feeding kids. But
ironically, Andy, there's goals in those first 4 midfielders, but probably not Joe Linton.
Yeah,
they signed him.
What's
a bit weird.
Yeah, Jack Harrison. He's probably one of the league's best players. Joel Linton. He's just in there. I think he'll be pop up. I think he got 6 last season.
He's a posh Marcus Gale, mate, isn't he? He's just moving back from being an average striker.
Yeah.
Cow's House and Banjo come to mind with Joe Linton.
Like Dion Dublin.
Yeah.
Maybe one day he'll host Brazil's homes under the hammer.
And forwards, Darwin, he looked sharp when he come on at weekend. I think I'm happy I got him. Quite late on, I think it was 11th pick, which I were. That was my first pick. Dominic Solanke's just signed a contract. Got 27 in the championship. I know it doesn't mean much, does it? But he's going to be Bournemouth's main goal getter. And Richarlison, when he comes back, hopefully in a week or two, is going to
is Richarlison down as a striker? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So I think all in all, I'm much happier this year with my draft team than I probably was last year. But no, happy with that.
Begging. Matthew. The business.
Right. For the first goal, boys, looking at that down there, I'm reasonably happy with that. Lloris, I think, will keep loads. Conte in it won't be happy if they start conceding, so he's all right. The Leeds goalie, no, he's going to struggle. Reece James, I think he'll be one of the best players. Cresswell, solid. Aki will get minutes, maybe at left back as well. If Cancelo gets rested. Kanate,
20 minutes.
What?
20 minutes.
Okay, you'll start more than you think, Gareth. Kanate will get games. Zuma, the heel pick. I think he always gets a few goals a season, doesn't he? And West Ham like to keep it tight.
The Tessa Blanchard of your squad.
Yeah. Mahrez. Oh well, he probably won't have as good a season as last season, but he'll be getting his games and goals and assists. Harvey Barnes got loads of assists last season. Souček, I think it was the year before, wasn't it? He scored loads. Am I right? So hopefully, that Vieira, I've seen him getting touted up today. Someone said he reminded them of the next Bernardo Silva, so I don't know about him. Never seen him, but Gray was good for a bit last season. That was a dreg pick. And then Haaland and Alvarez, they're the two of I'm not even going to mention the bottom name, but Haaland and Alvarez are the two who I'm like, especially Haaland pinning everything on him. Like, I think he'll score 10 goals. What's that, mate?
Isn't Timo Werner going abroad?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been really keeping up. I don't know about Werner. I just
think he's going back to Leipzig.
Is he actually going, is he?
I think
I'll
so.
have to get stiggy draft pick. We won't. It'll be Haaland and Alvarez. I think Alvarez will get some minutes. Like, so overall, first time, Ben. I'm happy with that.
What? Good squad, like it. Is Eddie there? You there, Eddie?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, mate. What you got?
So, kind of wanted to get at least a kind of set free. I got Kane first, penalties and kind of I think with the Tottenham kind of midfield to help support him, especially when they've added more in Kulevski and Son and stuff like that, I think he'll do quite well. Skamaka being probably, I think, the first main forward proper forward that West Ham have signed will be quite interesting. He's done quite well in Serie A. And Edwards, not bad for Crystal Palace, obviously, to kind of replace aging Benteke at that point. In terms of midfield, Maddison, obviously Leicester's free kick taker and probably one of their most creative sparks. St Maximin's quite good for a good assist. Ben Rahama's been good for West Ham. I think the two ones, I've seen Aribo play obviously up in Scotland for Rangers. And obviously they got to the Europa League final, so I think he'll be quite I think he probably could adapt. I was gonna say there was an idea, but I thought someone was gonna say that. I think, isn't that Ariba or something like that? Bentancur, obviously, again, he'll probably be starting as well in that Tottenham midfield. I just really like the look of. In terms of defence, Diaz will be playing consistently. Botman's going to be probably situated in. Saliba has apparently been doing quite well for Arsenal in the pre-season and looks like he's get a starting place. Palace. So I've kind of got my free there. Diego Carlos has been doing well for Villa, and Ait Nuri was quite well for Wolves over the course of certain periods of time. And I think he's going to be in that squad. Nick Pope, Newcastle are going to probably get a lot of shots at them, but I think that defence has kind of been strengthened a lot more, obviously, since the last period when Howe came in. And then Bazunu is just obvious. I think Bazunu will do quite well, and apparently the Irish really love him. So
Bazunu.
I figured I would get him in. And
he was at Rochdale as well, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Nick Pope missed the saves points.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of them.
Definitely a lot of saves.
Nora's a really good, like, not IWC pick, but he's kind of like the like above IWC pick. Like
mate, he'd have been in WCW in '92.
Is a pro wrestling illustrated pick?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's a, for me, he's a boy that could have a massive season this year. I really rate him. On the eye test, that's what they all say. On the eye test, I reckon that boy will have a good one this year.
Well, look good on Match of the Day. And John Paul,
I'm studying tape all the time, brother.
We'll do that. We'll do a live stream Match of the Day 1 week.
I've gone with a few. I've tried to spread the wealth here. So when I was doing the picks on this, I said to myself, I'll get defender first, try and get the forwards sorted out early doors. Keeping wise, it's really strong because if Man U go to shit, I've got Sarr from Wolves, and I don't expect Wolves to get hammered again simply because under Bruno Lage they've got a second year in them. I think they're going to be like pretty decent, and got Nathan Collins in there, and I think he's going to start given the amount they've paid from him as well. And then beyond that, between Alexander-Arnold, Stones, and Azpilicueta, they'll play enough minutes between them, I'm hoping. And Matty Targett, when I got him in last year in the draft side, was absolutely rock solid, and Eddie Howe seemed to like him as well. Midfield's interesting because I don't think Smith Rowe is going to play much more than bench minutes at the start, but I think Grealish is going to play a lot. And I'm hoping Gundog turns up with a few because I don't know why they wouldn't play him. Maybe that's just me. Neves, pretty solid pick. Visa will play if they're playing with three up top with Tony and what do you call him? And Mbuemo, Vita on the other side, unless Lewis Potter gets in there. And then up front, at least with Antonio, there's minutes there. Jota will be in and out, certainly coming on as a sub, because with 5 subs, you can't see Klopp do anything but rotate that front three. And I think the same thing with Arsenal. So I think Nketiah is going to play a lot, because even if it's not directly for Jesus will go out wide if they take off Martinelli and then bring on Nketiah. And so, yeah. It seems to be pretty solid all round.
Shame Troy Parrott went to Preston.
I know he missed a few chances when I was at soccer Saturday. I was annoyed about that. It's right, mate. League, if you like Irish players, League One, can't move for them. Absolutely can't move for them.
Have we managed in the Premier League this year, JP?
I tried to do an all Irish 11.
There wouldn't be enough.
My other email address. There isn't. Dan Byrne was in there from Newcastle.
Does he count as Irish?
Yeah. Declan Rice was in there. That's how bad that got. Like, he was there. Jack Grealish was there, obviously. Like, it was anyone with any kind. Like, it was bad.
A stupid question. Does anybody do like a fancy football game for the Football League?
I think there's one out there. Others try to get.
There's one for the Championship, Gripper or something, or I think it's called Gripper or something like that.
I always see like there's one for like I think it might be like the Norwegian League or something like that, and it's the same game, but you get like there's a double captain option where you get to pick 2 captains one week, and there's all these little fun ways of playing it that are slightly different than this main game.
I think there's a decent Bundesliga one as well.
That'd be good fun.
There's different
There's a Scottish one as well for sure.
Yeah, there is. I've got 2 started about 3 teams in that, so yeah, not bad.
Well, there we go. Money's up, boys. We'll
Quite a piece there, and we all talked a good game on each of our teams here, didn't we? As well. That's what I love there.
So what's the prize split?
So the grapple users can put bets on who they think is going to win the league.
Relegation, of course.
Do that. Just as a podcast, just openly, just.
That's right.
A laugh. Life's bleak. Cost of living's going up. Have a bet.
You've just seen the team I put together. That's definitely going to win the league. So
yeah. Playing first week
on
as
Great
well.
Bash Hill at, I don't know, 11 to 8, I think I'll probably do. So,
Jamesy.
Yes, Matty.
It's 150 for the winner, 60 for second, and 30 for third. That seems reasonable. Everyone all right with that?
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Get the bulk.
I think the winner gets a free grapple t-shirt as well. That's why.
The winner gets to learn how to code.
It might make the app work quicker. So.
Hey, Gareth. If you win, that'd be really useful because you can sort out the app.
Buy me an hour's work.
Boys, apart from our own team, any predictions who's going to win this, or are we all just sticking up for ourselves?
Like Andy's, I think there's goals in Andy's as well.
Yeah. It all goes to shit after the first week, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Optimism.
The way that I always kind of build up, it's through the undermarket of trying to get the transfers in. Like once it gets past the first 2 months and people start losing interest, that's when you start churning it and spotting Wolves have got 2 games this week. I'll get a Wolves player in and nobody else does. Or that.
Who's this year's Brian and Buemo?
It's also looking at like when because this is what I was fed at. It's remembering, okay, you got 2 players in your side who are going to be part of a team that gets thumped because of the way the fixtures fall that week.
Yeah.
Get them out, get somebody else in, particularly if they're defenders. Defenders really benefit.
It's knowing what you're willing to sacrifice in your team to try and do it further down the line. And that's
you have to moneyball the shit out of it.
Yeah, basically. It depends how much you're in the sphere of like FPL, because like last season I knew when fixtures were coming up like 3 weeks down the road. I was already planning my team out. Like I need to get this guy in on the bench this week, so I've got him for 2 weeks when I need to play him.
You've got a book, Chris, haven't you?
I do have a little note.
What's the book? Show us the book.
No, it's not to hand.
Can you confirm though, Chris, that XG is bollocks?
Yeah, no, because so if you see somebody shoot a shot, I'll tell you my things on there. If you see somebody shoot a goal,
the park boys on a shot, and you had to go at them after you went.
All right, so say
come on, work the hard cam. Come on,
somebody's coming through. He has a shot on goal, and you go, "Oh, he should have scored that." That's XG. If you say somebody should have scored a shot when they take it, you know what XG is. You're just refusing to admit it.
Or
Like,
if you've ever
somebody take a
said
shot
we
and miss
played
it,
someone
you
off
already
the
know what it
back.
is. You go, that's 1 out of 1. You should always hit that shot. If you're like, oh, I can see why the keeper saved it, that's 0.8 out of 1 or whatever. You already know what XG is. You just don't want to admit that it's a mathematical equation. And you don't want
also,
people to know that sort of
if
thing.
after a match you've ever said we played them off the park, but we couldn't take our chances, that's XG.
That's XG, yeah.
You'll have hammered them on XG, but you've lost the game. You've been talking about it all your life, but you just don't know.
When Haaland should have scored in the 96th minute versus Liverpool, and everyone was like, all day you should put that away. That's XG. Like, everybody knows that's 1 of 1. He should score that, but he didn't. But his XG ended as 1.6 because he should have scored that, and he had 2 of the chances that were rated as 0.3. And so his XG at the end of the game, out of 3 shots, is 1.6 out of 3. So he should have scored at least 1 goal, but he didn't.
I'm old school, Chris. I don't like this.
Whereas in old school terms, Darwin got a goal and an assist.
That's what it comes down to. So Hyun-Min Son will always over-exceed his XG every season.
On the top of an eye.
They'll always go, he should score 15 goals, but he scores 20. Because he doesn't miss chances. He's clinical. And that puts him in that elite level that he'll always score when you don't think he should, because he's that good. So, you know, that's the difference. Haaland was scoring 35 a season in Dortmund, but was he getting 60 chances? And he was putting 35 away? Whereas if Son was getting the same bit, he was only getting 40 chances, but he was scoring 35. When you look at the goal bit, they're both scoring the same amount of goals, but Son's doing it in so much less chance than Haaland is, and that's the difference.
So what you're saying is Haaland's Kesman.
I'm not. A phenomenal Norwegian right up there at the end of the year.
I'll tell you what he is. He's Milosevic going to Aston Villa.
In the Prem, I'll tell you that.
But isn't this Andy Cole? Like, Andy Cole scored a ton of goals in the Premier League for Newcastle, for Man U, but he was never really respected because you just knew, you could see with your own eyes he would miss chances. You know, the old thing of he'd take him 7 to score 1, and he would score a lot of goals because he got a lot of chances.
Yeah, he'd have terrible XG though. He'd be like exactly. 0.1 on XG, whereas Gary Lineker would be like, you'd have 2 XG. Sort of thing, like, he'd just constantly be scoring because he can't miss. Sort of thing.
Owen and Fowler. Owen and Fowler. Owen needed 6 chances. Fowler needed 2.
Hey boys, don't tell you who I reckon teams, the proper dark horse, and this is Connors. You know, I'm just looking at it here. Them, as JP said, them professional strikers. JP,
it's what people who were playing. That's all I wanted.
And Sterling,
this team gives a hell of a handshake.
I'm telling you, and if Matip and Varane comes good again, and Ederson,
I'm not confident on that.
Speaking of team, Connor, telling you.
If you wanted to pick an FPL tag team, that Ward-Prowse Zaha team, that's a tag team.
Reliable.
Click and forget, you could call them.
Feast or famine for me. Like, you'll happily take 2 points from Ward-Prowse for 5 games for that one game that he gets an assist and a goal from a free kick.
Oh yeah, I'll be a screamer and I'll be pleased about it. That'll be it.
JP, Vardy and Ings though, professional like tag team doing the circuits. Doing the
older lads. Combo. Mate, they've done the circuit. One of them can take them up. Thing is, in that tag team of Vardy and Ings, Vardy's very much Ricky Morton here, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
he really is. Danny Ings is pure Robert Gibson.
I was thinking Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane. It's funny that you went there.
And they've got an instantly made heel manager in his wife.
Mate, Channel 4 making a docudrama based on Wagatha Christie. I'm all there for that, and I still haven't seen that Neighbours final hour as well.
JP, come on, mate.
Oh, that was great. Kylie doesn't say a word. Kylie doesn't say a fucking word.
Why not?
They filmed her a bit before they wrote the episode, apparently.
What, was she possessed by a demon or something?
Donovan does the mic for you.
She sings.
Donovan gets on the mic.
Donovan gets on the mic, does he?
Yeah.
I'd like to think Craig McLachlan nicked it off him as well to have a go.
Oh, but that's spoiling a lot of beer.
Paul Robinson as well, Stephen Dennis. He could belt out a tune, couldn't he?
Big heel over the years.
And make it feel good.
That's what Progress should do. They should announce that Paul Robinson's coming back, and then it's a character from Neighbour.
That's...
Delaney explaining the XG to JP sounded like Gresham trying to explain why his ranking in the Pro Wrestling Insider.
Oh, I thought you were going to say explaining how he's not short because he can see it from the
This is why I'm not dropping the belt. I'm number 20 in the world. This is why XG matters.
Outrageous, isn't it?
Is that expected graps?
What do you make of Gresham, JP? Because like we all, I mean, and you, Jamesy, as well. Like we all liked him.
He can handle his gear. If you want me to ask what I think about Jonathan Gresham, we'd had a lot, and we were in the Resistance Gallery, and I'm stood on the stairs watching some weird Lucha Britannia show. I go, I don't know, mate. They let me in because I was with you, and we're in here smoking a vape here, which I'm pretty sure is illegal on several levels, but we're all just letting it slide. Let's go and have a pint with Benno next, and he can have a photo in that other place down the road.
Good man, John.
Good man, John. Not even his real name, I assume.
Right, well, I think we'll call it there, nearing 3 hours there, but it's going to be a fun season, lads. I'm looking forward to it.
Good luck, boys.
Can I also recommend that we have a meet up before the World Cup break?
So I was going to say, should we not do a monthly week meet up or?
Yes.
Yeah,
check-in would be good.
We said we'd do it last year, we never did.
The end of every month, Benno. Definitely get that sorted. The end of every month, it's got to be sorted, mate. It's got to be done.
A forfeit for the person that's bottom of the league.
Sing a song. You got to sing a song or cut a promo, Chris. One of the two.
I tell you what, you go watch The League, the TV show, and you'll get some inspiration from that. So.
The League.
The League. It's a really good comedy show about NFL draft in the same sort of scenario that we're doing, but it's really good. Yeah,
the first couple of seasons are amazing. It gets a bit daft on it, Chris, like near the end, but it's great.
Yeah, the first couple of early seasons though are some top-notch stuff. Highly recommended.
Well, you've got me geared up for the season here, though, boys. I mean, I was getting, as it was coming to the weekend, I was getting more excited, but I can't wait for it now because of this as well.
By the way, Matty, while I've got you on here, is it 5 Herculaneum Road?
No. Court, think of court where you get
5.
sentenced.
Well, I'm thinking of Bauer, mate. That's the only court in my life.
I was going to say, you won't be able to watch the league because I'll be getting stuck into Oz, but I will give the league a go.
Well, you say getting stuck into Oz. That's not the only thing that's gotten stuck into over 6 series.
Oz is again another season where the first what was the one where they went long? Because there was like 8 episodes a season, then they had one where it was 16. I think that was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they started to lose it a little bit. And then season 6, but the first 2 seasons,
Crash,
the one with the boxing tournament and stuff. Like Oz
when does Luke Perry appear to give it another?
That's 4, I think. Yeah, when they are. Yeah,
I hope Jungle Boy watches that as inspiration. Just those episodes he's in, because that should motivate him.
I've stopped watching I've been watching films over the last couple of years. I've literally jibbed the telly in, but that Oz and True Detective season 3 are on me fucking list to do. There's the 2 to do.
Oz was so good when it first came out. Like I remember, I think JP's mentioned it before, but it used to be one of those 1 a.m., 2 a.m. things on Channel 4. But it was worth watching. It's such a good TV show.
I was about to say, I remember watching the
Prisoner Cell Block H, basically a much darker version of Prisoner Cell Block H, but
it was the type of thing you'd watch at 1 a.m. in the morning. It was good, but it was back when
they haven't got polystyrene prison bars like Prison Cell Block H, have they? The set
Mate,
used
they
to shake when they used to walk around, didn't you?
Mate,
And
they
that?
haven't.
I won't hear a bad word about Prison Cell Block H.
Oh no, it's solid, Darren, but it was just the set.
It's, you're saying it's not solid?
Yeah.
Oz was such a good sell with was it Odebisi with the hat on the back of his head. He was such a good character throughout that run.
He was in what was that show with Alf Garnett, the second series?
Oh, in Sickness and Health.
In Sickness and Health, and he played his carer, and it was like,
oh yes.
Yeah, the dude in the wheelchair that ended up in Lost. He was like Michael in Lost when he was like the narrator in Lost.
At one point.
He did have Edie Falco.
Yeah. Oz was really, like, it was the first HBO show that you were like, fucking hell, they've got something going on here. It was really good.
I can't wait for it. I really can't wait to watch that.
I also think as well that the big takeaway is I don't want anywhere near an American prison. I don't want anywhere near.
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea is that that's not a typical American, is it? It's like a experiment on
10 minutes. 10 minutes, and I'm like, right, I'm either breaking out or I'm dead.
They bury someone behind a wall and they don't find him for a season. Like, that's not going to happen, is it?
But they
just
take down the bricks.
Jim Fenner did that in Bad Girls.
Put the bricks up.
Bad Girls was class, Eddie. That was a class one, that.
I've been binge watching that on
Band of
BritBox.
Gold, mate.
I watched Band of Gold and I watched Bad Girls after it. Yeah.
Bad Girls, though, Eddie, where Tanya Turner did on that big crossover that most shows should do. Why don't more shows do that?
The best crossover ever of Footballers' Wives and Bad Girls, mate.
Jordan Jonesy, that love hate is a match cop.
JP, I'm not ashamed to say she was one of my first crushes, Tanya Turner, when I was a wee teenager.
Wow. I don't know what you made of Footballers' Wives back in the day.
I've got them all. Yeah, I loved it, JP. That's what I've got them all.
You've got them on physical media.
Physical media. He's got the
physical media.
All recorded on VHS.
Oh no, I'm not that old school kid. Not
quickly.
DVDs, Steve.
Was Rover trying to promote the entirety of Eurotrash now being sold?
Yes,
I didn't see that coming, but like there I'm also fair game for that.
We still need to find someone who has the entire seasons of Dream Team.
Oh, Dream Team. Yeah.
Well, no, but the Eurotrash DVDs, that's some Martin and Benno's next podcast marathon, isn't it?
Fuck that. You got one out of me. Speaking of podcast marathons, right, I'm ending this. We're going. Good to speak to everyone.
Yes, that's what he's afraid of, Matty.
Yeah,
getting Will going.
Take care.
Take it easy, boys.
See you later, everyone.
Bye, boys.
See you later.
Nice one.
Oh, there we go.